I don't have to, like, be with him every time he edits a video.
Sure, whatever. Hi.
Hi! Hello! Good morning!
Sure, whatever.
Sure, whatever or whatever.
Whatever, sure.
Yeah, how's your hair doing over
You
there?
might have an amazing mane of hair.
Got all sorts of hair going on over here.
You do have a lot of hair.
Right now?
Yeah, like you got a lot of hair.
Yeah, tomorrow after work, I will no longer
Not so
be the
much?
case. Yeah.
We'll get to see what trimmed down Baby J looks like.
Yeah, haven't really gotten a chance to do it since I moved.
Timbo, Lion, Paint Liquor.
Had to find a barbershop.
Pete Paul, what's going on?
How's it going, you guys? Good to see y'all.
Stony, Route, what's up?
Y'all having a wonderful Thursday, Friday's Eve.
Sup?
All this popped on out. See what y'all are saying.
A lot of y'alls.
Yeah, I like to say that word a lot. Y'all.
A lot of y'alls over there, Seattle boy.
What did you eat for lunch? This is the most important question.
Okay, so you ruined me. You ruined my lunch.
Why? What did I do?
He ruined my lunch, chat, because as soon right before we were leaving the building, we had a lunch meeting. Jen and I did, and so right before we left the building, he was like, "I'm going to Mod Pizza," and I was like, "Damn, that really sounds kind of good."
Could have gone to Mod.
So I got pizza.
You got not Mod, obviously, because you weren't there.
No, we went to Oregano's.
Oh, okay.
And I got pizza at Oregano's.
Fair enough. That is... I coerced you.
I was
politely.
like, I was all ready for like some pasta, and then I got there, and I was like, but pizza.
My Mod was quite delightful. Thank you. I quite enjoyed it. Lion Creative, you finally figured out your May challenge mini, painting it now. That's awesome. Is it a secret, or can you tell the class?
Like,
well, I guess
I know what I'm doing.
technically you have to tell the class because that's kind of just in the rules, but, you know, whatever.
You keep your secrets then.
Keep them secret.
Well, huzzah, huzzah. I'll just throw back my legs and...
T-Schmidt, 49 months.
Impossible.
I mean, it would be cool if it was 50, but I'm less excited now, T-Schmidt.
Dang.
I'm just kidding. Glad to see you, buddy.
Well, T-Schmidt, I love you. No matter if this new guy over here does or not.
Don't underestimate my love. I got plenty to give.
He's lying.
Am I really?
Lying liar who lies.
Am I actually lying, though?
No. That's probably true.
Yeah. Much love to give. A lover, not a fighter. Painting this good old non-metallic metal in the Jason style of easy and quick. Not quite wish.com.
No, it's funny. There's like a level after wish.com before you get to like
real non-metallic metal.
Ultimate
wow.
level.
I like this level. This level's great.
It's
I don't
fast.
have to care as much.
Fast, looks good. Don't have to stress.
This is what we should call Army non-metallic metal.
I like it.
Or Target non-metallic metal.
Target. We have Wish and then Target. I don't know. Is Target actually better than Wish.com?
I would assume so.
I think Wish.com was like trafficking people.
So then Target's probably doing better.
Wasn't that the whole theory there for a minute?
I would not know.
Wish.com had these weird cabinets that were worth about $400, but they were like $10,000 on the site.
Oh.
And if you bought them, you got like a person. Like they said that they were trafficking humans. I don't know if that's true. Probably get caught for
That's bizarre.
libel or something now, but yeah.
You're thinking of Wayfair?
Was that Wayfair? Oh, Wayfair. Okay, Wayfair. Okay, gotcha.
I know not of these peculiar things you speak of. Probably a good thing, to be honest.
Yeah, there were literally some cabinets on there, and they tried to play it off as, oh no. Excuse me. Wow. Wowee.
Wowee. Wowee indeed.
What are you doing?
I'm doing just dandy.
I know how you're doing. You've been here all day.
Today's great. I'm having a good day today.
Thank you, T-Schmidt.
Unlike last night. Last night was a rough night for me.
Oh, I didn't even ask you how cards went.
It did not go well.
1 and 3?
No, I went 2-2. But I realized how much I need to spend time playing against Blue Flare.
A lot of people are playing Blue Flare?
Yeah, I played against it twice last night.
Wow.
Yeah. I got matched up into my personal worst matchup against the 2 people at the event who were even playing it.
Wow.
It was great. So now I'm going to spend the rest of my life practicing Blue Flare until I never lose a game to it. Because you know what? That's just how we do it sometimes.
I got it here if you need it.
I might want to borrow it. I am tired of losing to that garbage.
On deck.
Not fun to play against. Not fun to play against. Tony, your entry is an ATST, but it might change. A little boring compared to some of the others I'd like to do. Yeah, Return of the Jedi, 40th anniversary. I get that. That movie's 40 years old now. Beepus.
The movie is rotten.
Return of the Jedi?
It's not great. It would be great if the Ewok stuff was done differently. I don't mind the Ewoks, but... It's odd, that whole era of how they went from the Empire Strikes Back
That was my personal favorite.
to Return of the... It's most people's personal favorite, if out of the initial trilogy.
Yeah.
It's just done really well, right? And it has like
Has
a
all the
lot
things.
of very good emotion.
Yep.
It just feels more like a movie to sit down and watch. Nowadays, I won't watch the trilogy. I will watch The Empire Strikes Back.
Yes.
And that's all I need.
Get the bit on Dagobah, you get the bit on Cloud City, you get the cool snow battle. It's a great film.
Yeah, the Hoth stuff is great. If you can get past the abominable snowman, the Bumble. You're rotten. Rogue One is amazing. Yep. Not part of the original trilogy. I was not making a distinguishing statement for all of Star Wars. I really enjoy Rogue One.
Did you watch Andor?
Huh?
Did you watch Andor?
I've watched quite a bit of it. I never finished it. And I like it a lot.
Okay.
I thought that Andor was pretty good. I thought it was good at setting him up as a character. It had a slower pacing to it that I thought worked really well.
Mm-hmm.
Again, brought a bunch of good drama in. The characters were really neat.
Yeah, Stellan Skarsgård's character was fantastic.
Yeah, I get it. You know, like, people aren't really jazzed because it's no, you know, there's no big, huge, you know, battle scenes in it early.
Man, I would prefer that, to be honest with you.
I like the espionage thing, but it is definitely a Rogue One story.
Yeah.
You know? It says so on the tin. But yeah, I like Andor. I need to finish it at some point. I stopped right after he wound up in the prison.
Oh, okay. The episodes just get better.
I'm pretty sure. Did I watch past that? Does he? No. That's not right. I watched. I think it is right.
The prison bits are really good. I really enjoyed the prison bits.
I feel like that's where I stopped watching. He went and did the raid and took the money, and then went home. Right? And his mom wouldn't leave. And then he gets arrested.
Well, he gets arrested on like a pleasure planet for something totally unrelated.
Yeah, being mistaken. He was not just wrong place, wrong time.
Yeah.
But that was after he had done the raid.
Yes, because he had the money.
And got the money, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's where I stopped watching. And not for any other reason than I just forgot to go back and watch it. I'm really bad with TV. I've said this a million times.
I do it too. I get distracted by other things that are shiny and new and exciting.
I would much rather paint miniatures than worry about TV shows. So I wind up painting miniatures. Coming up with new paint colors. It's hard when my work is my fun.
Yeah.
To remember to break away and do the other fun things.
I really enjoy doing a lot of different things, which is why it's difficult for me sometimes to
Aaron, what's up?
Get them all in. AC Miniatures, what's up, man? How's it going? Good to see you on the fantastic Wednesday. This is not Wednesday. It is in fact Thursday afternoon. Both myself and Jason have been plied with pizza for lunch. Not at the same place, but of the same mind today. I may or may not have baited him into getting... Well, no. I did not start this.
You started this.
I was convinced by somebody else to get pizza.
Oh, okay.
And then convinced you to get pizza by proximity.
You kind of unknowingly got me into the pizza thing, because I was just... We hadn't even picked Italian. Maybe that's the thing. Maybe hearing mod made me pick oregano's, because we didn't pick it until we were out in the car.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I gotcha. I got you good. What are you working on today, Aaron? Now that your Golden Demon entries have been completed and you're back home, I would assume you're back home. Well, you were streaming yesterday, so...
Aaron won a silver.
Yeah. Like a bad butt person.
Needs to amp it up next time, buddy. We expect no less than platinum here.
No less than platinum.
If you don't bring home the platinum, Slayer Sword or bust. We're not rating AC Miniatures until he wins a Slayer Sword.
Wow.
No pressure.
Wow, that's so mean.
No pressure. Gotta win a Slayer Sword, painted 100% with Acryl.
That would be so funny. I want that to happen so bad.
Testing out that white blue. I'm about to use some. White blue has been my color for all our Wish.com non-metallic metal on all these Battletech beasties. Hey, look, Aaron.
I don't even get all of them.
Look, it can't even get all of them. I gotta figure out a way to... Look, Aaron.
I think he has a problem.
Look. There's so many we can afford to drop them. We don't care. Behold. Oh yeah, and we painted a dropship to match them. Do we need to stage an intervention?
I'm just letting him do him. He's enjoying it.
Aaron, this is what you can do when you put your mind to it. Yeah, they are indestructible because they're like that like board game rubber. I am on a mission, a Battletech mission.
You so are.
We're on a mission from Gad.
What is your mission?
Paint all the things.
You're gonna paint all the battle mechs?
Well, all the ones that I need. I'm not gonna paint all of them.
You sure it's not gonna extend to all the battle mechs?
There might be a day where we look back and we say, that sure feels like all of them, Jason.
Can that day just be today?
Not there yet.
You're getting there. Quickly.
Not there yet. Fate Liquor, thank you. I think we figured out yesterday it's 43 battle mechs in 2 weeks so far. Actually, this is week 3. So 3 weeks of painting Battletech. No, that's not right. This is the end of week 2. Yeah.
Week 3.
Is this week 3?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a lot of work to get done in 3 weeks, my friend. Unless it was 2 weeks.
But we've been able to play it painted now. It's been great.
True. What's up, Jess? How's it going? Good to go with Starscream Mini for the monthly challenge. Starscream is in, like...
Transformers. More than meets the eye.
I mean, that's a robot. Works for me.
Autobots.
I'll allow it.
Roll out.
Whether or not this guy will allow it, that's a whole nother question.
Not my decision, not my rules.
Showed something else the other day.
Space Marines. But you would have vetoed Space Marines.
You said Dreadnoughts? Okay.
Yeah, Dreadnoughts are okay.
Tanks? I think are okay.
Yep, tanks are okay.
Pretty much anything that's not a dude in Tau, you're okay. That whole faction's pretty much up for grabs.
Yeah, I would give you that. Yep, there's a robot challenge. The May challenge is Mecha May. You got to paint a metallic creature, something that's metallic, like a robot or a mech or a dreadnought. You know, something that is intended as it's designed to be all metal. We said vehicles count, and you got to do it with no metallic paint. It doesn't mean that you have to paint fully non-metallic. Understand? What we're saying is that you just can't use metallic paint. Those are not the same statement. Right? I mean, these battle mechs right here work. They fit the bill. I'm not using any metallics on them, but I'm not spending a lot of time doing like very complex non-metallic metal. We're trying to, it's a study in creating solid surfaces, right? With without the use of metallic paint. Now, if you want to go hog wild and do some crazy non-metallic on an entire tank, go for it.
I'm into it.
I have a couple Custodes grav tanks you can paint if you're really feeling up to it.
Those things are pretty cool.
They're really cool models. They're a real pain in the butt to paint.
Yeah, I've seen maybe 2 people ever paint that model to a level where I'm like, yeah, that's really cool.
Because
fantastic.
It's also that model, right? It's insane.
Yeah. Those things are ridiculous.
Here, paint me gold.
On the entire model, start to finish.
It's like, not interested.
And this dry brush pass looks so good.
You doing the bright neutral gray now?
Yeah.
Yeah, it really makes it come alive. Extra credit if we paint your tanks? I mean, there's always extra credit for painting my stuff, so that I don't have to. I can take naps.
You offered to paint some of the stuff that Jacob wanted to get from you the other day.
Well, Jacob wants to buy all of my Soulblight Gravelords, and so I said, sure, but I have one custom model in there that is a Vampire Lord on Zombie Dragon, but the Zombie Dragon they use is the old Dark Elf one or something like that. Fantasy Battle one, you know? From a different range inside of Games Workshop. And so I just asked him, you know, can I still paint that one? Because I don't...
Does he even paint his own models?
Yeah, he paints his own models.
Oh, okay.
He's the guy that literally built and painted a gash in 2 days.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Jacob, I'm proud of you. Can you hear me?
Jacob's freaking insane, dude. He's not even really, he doesn't consider himself a painter. I think it's like the least fun thing about the hobby for him. He just wants to play the games. But he loves Nagash. He literally took Nagash, built that model, and painted it inside of like 24 hours. It was stupid.
That's hilarious. That's like actually hilarious. That's a huge model too.
Yeah, it's nothing to scoff at. Like it's a big model with a lot going on. He painted those swirly ghost things around it, right? He did the whole 9. He was not fooling.
Did you almost kill Jacob? Wait. Yes. What? Paintler's saying that you almost killed Jacob.
I did?
What happened? You must tell me about this story.
I almost killed Jacob? When did I almost kill Jacob? Oh, scared him to death. Yeah, yesterday. I was telling that story.
Oh, yeah.
He was coming around the corner, and I scared him to death because he was pulling his hoodie up over his head as he was walking down the hallway there. And out of nowhere was a boss. The boss monster came around the corner. He was like, oh my god!
Did you even say anything? Or did he just like...
Yeah, I said, whoa! And he couldn't see. He thought he had the whole hallway to himself. He did not.
Didn't. The ghost of yesteryears past. To him that day. That very day. I think what I might do, add a little something to this non-metallic metal. So I might go through and do like a glaze of the dark neutral gray. Add a little bit more depth. Maybe even with like a little bit of like brown in it, maybe. Or take the dark warm gray.
So the whole point of what you're doing is to not do what you're about to do.
What I'm about to do.
Because if that's what you were doing, why'd you even bother?
True.
Because now you're going to start judging it against other non-metallic metal you're doing.
That's true.
That's not the point. That whole part of that mech should disappear, right?
That's true.
Not that you can't paint the way you are, but don't, typically I wouldn't say start the way you did if what you're really trying to get is your normal non-metallic metal. And this is a good thing to bring up, is that when we paint in these kind of fast, get it done modes, you got to separate yourself from your other quality expectations, right?
True.
So that you're not bummed about it. If I were judging these battle mechs against all the display models that I paint, I'd never be done. We'd never have done 43 in however many weeks it's been.
That's true.
And then the way that you have painted that is something that allows you to come back and do whatever you want to with it later on. You can get your whole army on the table, and if you want to come back and change that non-metallic into something really bitchin', boom, easy.
You can go back and throw the glazes in there later.
Easy.
Plus, a lot of the wash is going to darken it.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, you haven't done the flesh wash on it yet?
No.
Oh, yeah.
Because do the dry brush first and then the flesh wash.
Yep.
And then you do the edge highlights after?
Yeah, then I do the stark edge highlighting at the end. That is a real tough one to do, right? Especially the more you intermix, I think is the way to say it, your painting.
Yeah.
So like we'll do a display. We just got done with Horus. You just did the Morgan.
Yeah.
And now you're like, hey, let's paint armies.
But the interesting thing is, like, when I paint armies, when I blast an army, as I like to refer to it, I do not paint for quality at all. I just, this is something I want to look nice. So I want to spend a little bit more time on it. It's like somewhere in between. It's like nice tabletop.
Yeah, but you got to do 60 Marines, dude. 60.
Right, but the Marines are going to be quick and easy, right?
Yeah.
Because they're just dudes, right? And they don't have a lot of metallic.
Oh, that's right.
anyways.
You're a cheater because you're not doing the studded shoulders either, are you?
I could do the studded shoulders.
Don't.
But I don't have to. Yeah. Because I have.
You said you got some other ones, right?
Well, I have 3D printed shoulders for my whole army.
Oh, that makes that easy.
So I can just do the 3D printed ones, and then switch the clear shoulder pad over to the other.
Yeah.
Which I would probably prefer because I don't particularly care for the studded.
I love how Aaron's like, oh, yeah, famous last words. The Marines, that'll be the easy part.
Look, I mean, it's going to be time consuming, but it's like this, right? This is not one of the ones that I built. This was a test model that we had around. But imagine this shoulder pad already has the icon on it, and then this one is blank. It's just me painting the black on all the stuff in here, and then painting the gun, and then doing some weathering and edge highlights on the armor. Yeah, it'll take forever. It'll take forever. But look, this is a long-term army. This is not an army I'm planning on getting on the table in 3 weeks. Not painted. I'll have some of it painted.
Is it an army you plan on playing this year?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But for instance, this Seraphon army that I'm going to do is something that I would like to get painted quick because it's something that I'm going to be playing a lot because a ton of people around here play AOS. So nobody at the office currently plays this or even adjacent to the office. Some people have some stuff or have some interest.
Ruben does.
Ruben has some Age of Sigmars? Or
Seraphon. He plays Seraphon.
No, I'm talking about Heresy.
Oh, Heresy. Just me. Jacob has Alpha Legion, but I don't think he's built a whole lot of it yet.
He's interested in it, but I think he's waiting for the expenditure on Tyranids.
Yeah.
He's going to buy all the Tyranids. So
yeah, I think a lot of the idea in the office has shifted to 10th now that 10th looks like Age of Sigmar.
yes, yeah.
Which is good for me because I think I'm more excited if I have to play a Games Workshop sci-fi game. I think I'd probably be more excited to play my Blood Angels in 10th.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It looked fantastic too.
Just means I have to build them all.
Well, and the cool thing is the army that I would want to do for 10th for Marines wouldn't have that many Marines in it because it would just be Deathwing. So it would just be a bunch of Deathwing Terminators and a Lion.
It's a Jen!
What's up, Jen? How's it going?
How much does he have to pay you to sit there for that master class?
For what masterclass? Huh?
I'm very vague with my murder accusations. On the chance I slip up and confess. Never. You will never catch me, Kappa. Lion, yeah. No, you don't have to like Battletech. The May one is, hey, Plank, what's going on? If 10th is anything like their marketing is putting out, I'll be interested. However, I'm really enjoying skirmish games more. Yeah?
Yeah.
Because of speed? Is speed your big thing there, Route?
Model count, maybe?
Like being able to get it done and over with quickly? Is that kind of your thing? Don't need Faded Ultramarine. I need Gray Blue. Why has I no Gray Blue? Forty-minute game is perfect. Yeah, I'm with you, right? I don't mind quicker games at all. I'm just always interested to figure out what it is that drives people to, things like skirmish games over larger battle games. And I think it's usually one of two things, right? It's either going to be model count, right? You don't want to paint up a bunch of models or have to maintain an army investment that has that many units in it and stuff, and I'm completely with you on that. Or just playtime, and playtime is a big one, right? Because it's your valuable time. How much time can you afford to give up to play a game? Can you be sitting there for 3 hours? And I think that everybody that plays games could answer yes to that. I could sit there for 3 hours.
You thinned out the flesh wash, right?
Huh?
You thinned out the flesh wash with medium and water?
No medium, just probably water.
Just probably water.
And not much.
Not much, okay.
No. Just to get to flow a bit. Because on those, you're not filtering, you're just putting it exactly where you want it.
True.
So you want it to be
Pungent.
lots more pigment, a little punchy.
Yeah. Sounds correct to me.
The newer combat patrol size games. I don't know. It's very interesting to me, everybody's take on war games in general. Some people very adamant about larger size games that take a long time to play. They want it to be a whole thing, and that's great. Some people that don't want to spend, hours and hours playing and don't have any want or need to do anything in the competitive scene, and that's great. I think we talk about it a lot, that's one of the amazing things about our hobby is that you can kind of play it however you want. You don't have to do anything in specific necessarily. Now, if you like a particular property, 40K, whatever, and it doesn't happen to have the way you like to play embedded in it, that can be kind of a bummer.
Yeah, this wash is great. Flush wash for rust is pretty cool. Highly recommend it, chat.
Highly recommended.
By yours truly.
Like being able to play both long or short games depending on time. Don't always want to play the long games, but enjoy larger games on the weekends. Yeah, and again, you know, like 40K, even Age of Sigmar to some extent allows you to do that with the same models you may love. Not everybody wants to have 10 armies, you know. And for those of the people out there that just want to have their one love, whether it's, you know, maybe it's an elf army or Space Marines or whatever, right? And then to be able to get as much mileage out of those particular models as you can is worth its weight in gold, in my opinion. That's why I love World War II games. There's 50 million rule sets you can play if you build yourself a bolt action army.
True. And they're all generally pretty good.
Yeah, a lot of them are really, really good rules. So you can, you know, get creative. I know that genre doesn't appeal to everybody, and historic games are not my thing. I don't like many historic games at all. World War II, I was always a big, you know, lover of World War II ground combat growing up. The history of it, things like that. So for me, that works out pretty well for doing something like bolt action. But I don't do Blood Red Skies or, you know, Napoleonics or anything like that. That doesn't really appeal to me. But again, efficiency of model painting can be a big thing that drives you. And if it is, then, you know, World War II games work really well. But like I said, you know, Space Marines, being able to play them in, you know, the Combat Patrol, Necromunda, Kill Team, I guess is what I'm saying. Not Necromunda, Kill Team. Having multiple rule sets that allow you to have fun with your models that you've spent time on, I think, is a great deal. And any company that does that and has various ways to play with those models, I think, is doing the right thing. It's funny because the game that we're building starts as a more skirmish time frame game and board size, and then we're building in special rules for playing it at a larger level. Right? So we're doing the opposite of what a lot of games are like. Because I definitely am one of those people that I would like for my time to be spent in a way that is very valuable feeling. And I feel like, you know, getting you into a game of tabletop combat quickly, have you out and, you know, when you're used to the rules out in 45 minutes or something, I think is worth a lot. But then also being able to give you the ability to invest more time in it when you want to can be really cool too.
I agree. That
Well, huzzah, huzzah.
flexibility and
I'll just
time
throw back
frame
my
on
legs
miniatures
and
games is a
salute
really
my
big
bitches
deal.
with delight.
Phoenix, welcome. How's it going? Welcome back. Thank you for my nerdly hug. Much appreciated. How are you feeling, buddy? I hope you're feeling better.
The
Crap. Sorry. That's a bummer. Phoenix has been blessed by the
grandfather.
By the grandfather.
What you get, you chaos bastages. It all sounds good when they do their sales pitch. Then the quote-unquote gifts show up.
And
You're like, oh, wait.
My, do they keep on giving.
Yeah, wait. I don't know that this is what I was thinking.
Not sure this is what I wanted. You mean? Told me you wanted the gifts. They have been given.
Give you everlasting life. All you have to do is die. Route says, who's writing the novels for the lore? We have one novella written by an author named J.T. Evans right now. And then we are probably going to be looking again. I mean, not probably. We will be looking for other artists, other writers over time. I know that a lot of people... Route, did you send me something? I know a lot of people have sent me their portfolios... and things. We have one novella written already.
Oh.
You're right, code, not stories. I know we've had some community members submit stuff, just general writing. We didn't ever put out a request for story formally. Because I've been working with a handful of authors in the background on specifics for the lore and figuring out how best to launch the idea of our world to get the point across and have it be interesting and all the things you need to do, right? World building is a heavy-duty thing.
It is indeed.
To set up all of the conflicts in a way that are believable to your environment, I guess is the way to say it. I don't know that they always have to be believable in general terms. They need to at least be believable within the framework you've built for everything you're doing. Guys, LRM holes are almost non-existent, so it makes doing this very, very difficult.
I am very happy with how this non-metallic metal looks. I'm gonna say this might just
Punisher says, who's narrating the audio book? Baby J.
My, how would you all love that? Yeah, Route, we are. We are indeed. Maybe? That's the Jason question.
What's that?
Route's asking about the models for the game.
What about them?
Are we doing them STL, physical? What's the
physical only? No STLs. Not at this point. At least in our marketing plan and budgeting and everything, they are physical models. 60. Well, maybe that's wrong. Let me think about this. I think it's like 40 or 42 physical models at Wave 1. Yeah, I think that's right. And right now, they are unique sculpts, 42 unique sculpts. Depending on costing, that number may go down in unique sculpts, and the other ones might, we'll still do them all, but for launch, it may be that fewer of them get done as unique sculpts. You might duplicate some of the light infantry. But I don't want to. I really want to release it as all uniques. Until money gets in the way, that's our goal. The only LGS that carried Monument Hobbies closed up shop not too long ago. Where are you at? What was the store? Do we know this? Sometimes they don't let their vendors know. Oh. Yeah, we've only had like 2 stores close up shop. One of them was in Minnesota. One of them down in the kind of Alabama, Florida end of the world.
Bummer.
Enterprise, yeah. Yep, there we go. Jen nailed it in one. Yeah, Echelon didn't have another store close by that picked their stuff up. We generally try to find another store. Close by. I'm doing this all wrong. Aren't I? Yes. Spending way too much time with this color. I need to just be slopping this color on. I'm treating it like it's my final highlight, and it is not.
All these edge highlights now. All about the final ting highlights. So worth it.
The local Warhammer playing store to you is more focused on Magic and Pokemon, it seems. Yeah, they're big money makers, right? So a lot of the gaming stores kind of have to cater to at least one big card player base for that continual cash flow.
Yeah, it makes it easier to be able to have all the rest of the other cool stuff.
Not always the case. We have a lot of stores around here that don't do cards at all.
Yeah, we have one that is huge. Very large store that doesn't do cards at all.
Been around forever, too.
Yeah. That was one of the things I saw when I got here. I was like, wow, I'm really impressed. That is not a thing that normally happens.
That's right. We took you around when you came down that first visit, right?
Yeah.
And so we got to see Imperial Outpost. And
yep. Old World. Well, I've been to Old World a couple times now.
Paint Liquor, the big store in the valley here is Imperial Outpost that does no cards. I don't even think they sell cards.
I don't believe so.
They may have some random card packs behind the counter at checkout, but I don't think so. They are all tabletop board games and war games. Obviously with a big focus on Games Workshop, but they also have a lot of Gale Force 9.
Yeah, they have all sorts of cool.
They were
It's a neat store.
the big War Machine place in town.
Yep.
For a lot of times. That was where the Phoenix Open was held, which was the biggest qualifier, I guess, in the region. None of that lives anymore.
I think new guy Phil's going to try and teach me how to play Age of Sigmar this weekend.
Oh, awesome.
It's going to be fun.
You gonna go out to his place? You gonna do it here?
I think we're actually going to go down to, or I should say up to Old World.
The Old World?
Yeah.
Awesome.
I think we were talking, I was like, you know, I wouldn't mind doing it here, I wouldn't mind doing it at your place, but I also wouldn't mind going out to like a local store.
Yeah.
Because I don't do that outside of going to Samurai super often.
Always good to show some local support.
Yeah, that's...
Throw down, have some fun in front of people.
Absolutely.
Just don't mention that you're a Monument Hobbies employee.
Okay.
I don't want you giving us a bad rap by getting all salty while you play games.
Because I definitely do that a lot. As you well know, Jason, I am the worst possible when it comes to that sort of thing.
This guy is King Tilt right here. We were talking about it yesterday. King Tilt. These guns so complicated on this freaking mech.
Because you're making fun of me?
No, they were already that way before I started making fun of you.
I am a delightful opponent. Thank you very much.
Who said that?
Me.
Oh.
And pretty much anybody else who I play games against would tell you this. Let's see here. No, I roll like absolute garbage, T. Schmidt, most of the time. Yes, I'm playing the new Seraphon stuff.
Do you have it all?
Let's see here.
And is it built? Like,
No.
What are you doing in your spare time that I don't even know this stuff? That's awesome.
Well,
If you have an entire Seraphon army built and I have not seen...
No. I don't. I do not.
But well, you know the weekend is like 2 days away.
Yeah, more.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just
We're not
checking.
going to play a full game. I'm going to play with some of the stuff in the box. And, like, I will have the box built. Probably do it Friday night.
Probably do it Friday. Now we're going to play Saturday. I'm just
morning.
going to build, 900 models on
Well, it's not
Friday
900
night.
models. It's
Jose, Zombie
20
Killer, what's going on?
It's 21 models.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It comes with the book. It comes with 2 of the units of the skinks on the raptor things. And it comes with a slan. It comes with a unit of the 10 new Source Warriors.
Oh, okay.
That's all it comes
Hey,
with.
somebody likes us.
Thank you for the follow, Jose Zombie Killer.
He thinks he's going to build them all Friday when he's here playing games.
Or playing games with Samurai.
Uh,
Either way, I won't be back at my house until 10.
He's going to go Digiman it again.
Look, I gotta recover from my performance on Wednesday.
Do you, though?
No, not particularly.
Do you, though?
I don't need to. But then again, do any of us really need to ever do anything?
Yeah. You have to. You have
yes,
to
you have to
breathe.
do things.
You have to breathe.
Sounds like a lie.
Not that you have much choice in the matter, but you need your heart to beat. You're best served looking both ways before crossing the street. Just gonna throw that out there. You have to make your wife happy. Number one priority. Smart man.
Yeah, I don't have one of those, so...
Jordan doesn't even have a pet.
Although, honestly, the more it goes on, the more I'm convincing myself to get a cat.
You were talking about it.
Yeah, I think I'm going to do it.
Awesome.
I'm going to do a ton of research, as I should. Look at local places around here, see what's available.
I feel like the place we got our dog does cats, but talk to Jen. I don't know these things.
Yeah. Jen, what's the word on that? You're here, right?
We've had nothing but good luck out of our dog. Though she's a little rat bastard some of the time.
What's up, Wad Tomato? Baby Jace walks in the store and yells, "I'm from Monument Hobbies and I'm better than all of you."
That's my fear.
I mean, to be fair, they know that I work for Monument.
Damn it. You have to wear a wig.
I went with you and judged the event at that place.
You need to wear a wig when you go in.
I've been there multiple times. The owner very clearly knows that I work for you.
Wear a wig. Then he won't know. I am not Jordan from Monument Hobbies.
I will have my haircut then, so maybe I can pass as somebody different.
I am not Jordan. What would give you that idea? I am not Jordan from Monument Hobbies. Oh, no. Fine, sir. You have to call him fine, sir. Because he's British.
Let's see here. Gosu's asking when we have an ETA on the acrylic weathering product you showed a few months ago. I'm in a situation where that stuff would be nice.
I need some free hours to do the final testing.
I mean, I can do testing for you as well.
Well, but that's not me.
I can help. But
I still have to do the final testing.
I know.
I love you. I'm not at the point where I'm ready to not have my hands all over the good stuff. So we got to do a little bit of testing here again, and we're really just working on the finish. I want it to be a little less shiny, but we're very close. I just need some time.
I'm still very interested in trying it out.
I have not even exposed Jordan.
I haven't even gotten a chance to try it.
To the greatness that is, I can't believe it's not oil wash.
This would be a great project for it, though. Yeah, Mikey. It's an acrylic paint that functions like an oil wash.
Yep. No solvents needed. Cleans up with water very simply. Thins with water. Everything you need. Really easy to use. It works great. We've some test models that we've done with it. It was we did a bunch of slopping it on this guy, so you could kind of see the streakiness there on the top, you know, and the panels on the legs, giving it that kind of rusty look. The chest. So it has that same weight that an oil does, because, you know, you're leaving pockets of pigment everywhere, as opposed to it just kind of flowing in thinly into those. You're gumming it and then wiping it away. And it has, I haven't pushed it as far as I probably should have. But right now it has about a 5-minute working time or so after you put it on. So It gives you plenty of time to work on a panel or big area of a model. And it actually has a longer open time than that. We kind of reduced it. So we're going to play around a little bit and see what we like the best on all that. But getting very close.
Exciting. Very exciting.
Yeah, I am not a guy that recommends using anything that requires solvents and ventilation need and things like that for painting. They have odorless mineral spirits and things, but
I mean, odorless.
Odorless is even more scary, right?
Yeah.
You know, propane is technically odorless.
Turns out you can still smell that stuff. I can definitely still smell odorless mineral spirits. Oh, did you get a chance to start Gardens of the Moon at all?
I'm making words up over there. What is this?
It's the Malzahn book.
I may or may not have actually bought that. I didn't buy that. Sorry. I told you I was going to do it right after stream yesterday, didn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah, that didn't happen. Man, I'm horrible at things.
It's okay. I am a couple of chapters in. I've been re-enjoying it. It's quite good.
All right. Remind me, and I will do it right after stream.
I will remind you.
And I will replace my current book with it so that tomorrow we might be able to share our thoughts.
Share our thoughts. Indeed. We're book clubbing it up over here, chat.
I will also next week, in case any of you guys and gals would like to, I will be starting a journey painting the Death Knight from Journeyman Miniatures.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be exciting.
So any of you that would like to maybe paint a Death Knight from Journeyman Miniatures, you can go grab one on the site. I have mine around here someplace, I thought.
It's to your right. Fourth shelf down. Big shelf.
Oh, this one.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. So I will be painting a Death Knight because he is groovy. I'm very excited. I'm going to make Jordan build it for me.
Of course. I was wondering, I didn't want to say it, but I knew it was going to happen.
Listen, hey, Jordan, I need you to build me this Death Knight.
Better me than you, to be fair.
We're gonna build the Death Knight.
Better me than you.
We're gonna start painting him next week. So there you go. Grab yourself one. It's an amazing model. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I haven't determined if I'm gonna do non-metallic on him though, or if I might try some true metallic and like do some real in-depth true metallics on him.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah, I'm thinking I might do true metallics in my non-metallic style. He's got a lot of very complicated armor plating going on. So it might just be cool to focus on doing metallics. It doesn't really speed things up when you do it my way, but would still be pretty cool. We'll see. Think on it over the next few days and determine what I'm going to do.
Yeah, because you probably won't start that until next week, right?
Oh, I won't start it until Monday. Gotta finish these nerds. These are some weird looking shrimps. Shrimps. This is battle shrimp.
Battle shrimp.
Battle shrimp. AKA marauder shrimp. And it's not plural shrimps, unfortunately. I would run a whole freaking lance of marauders, though. Don't put it past me. I don't know what that would cost.
What?
In battle value. No, not really.
Are they not that expensive?
Huh?
Are they not that expensive?
They're not that expensive for what they are. Intersphere generally benefit from the fact that none of their stuff is quite as pricey as it should be. Comparatively speaking, the clan. They're just, they're not as good, so. Cheater non-metallic. Love it.
So good. Love cheating on non-metallic metal. It's great.
Awesome is a good value mech. I have one in my battalion. And it is a good. It's really just a heavy. The Awesome and the Marauder are very similar, in that inner sphere range until you get into like Jihad era and all the wacky stuff they came out with later. A lot of these heavies can be almost identical to the light assaults. The assaults may give you an extra ton or two of armor or something. Maybe a little more ammo if they're taking ballistics. Once you're up over 70 tons, until you get to like 95 tons, there's a lot of similarities in all of them. Which I guess is true of probably every 20-ton bracket that you were to make.
Creepy subscribe with the Prime. 15 months. Thanks, dude. How's it going?
Creepy. What's going on, man?
Gosu, this month's contest really had me thinking about how I could do an Iron Warriors Dreadnought with chipping and no metallics.
See, that's the right way to think about it, right? How can you pull off something that really gives you the feel of metallic, and a lot of time that weathering is the key?
Or something that's just completely rusted out. Like completely just been out in the elements for 20 some odd years, and it's just a completely rusted out hunk of
husk.
Yeah, that's probably something that I would do personally.
That's a really good idea for the challenge, actually, because it allows you to work in colors that you don't really have to worry about light placement with.
Yeah,
because they're very matte. Oxidation is very matte finish, so that's a good way to do it. But painting shine and stuff like we're doing on these guys is still very easy too.
It'd be cool to do like an ATST diorama with it just like blown out with its leg ripped off and fallen over.
Vine growth on it, like it's been taken back over by the jungle.
Yeah. That would be a really cool. They even have like a crashed ATST that you could use for that. They have an actual like
a terrain piece
for
that.
Yeah,
I feel like I've seen this.
I think I have it. I have one of those. A lot of random stuff, chat.
I don't think it's as random as you say. I think it's all very thought out.
At the time.
I think it's all very thought out. From Legion, yeah, it's like it's actually a piece of terrain for the game, right?
Yeah. They sell a bunch of like terrain kits that are exclusive for like they give you extra scenarios and stuff for the game.
You have a massive headache because a guy is outside your window with a leaf blower on full blast for an hour and a half. Well, that person doesn't seem to know his job if he's been out there with a leaf blower for an hour and a half. But that sucks either way. Lion, you got 26 minutes left on your print. Arizona shrimps. Do we have shrimps in Arizona?
I don't think so.
I always question if what I get when I order like the shrimp plate is actually a shrimp in Arizona. Feel like maybe they're lying.
I don't know. I've had shrimp from.
All right, now it's the magic of white blue about to happen. No, it blows. Just grumpy. I was wondering if anybody's gonna get that. It blows. That sucks. Crawdads, crawfish. Love me some Louisiana crawfish.
Somebody likes us.
Hey. I'm not even going to try with that name.
Thatix. What's going on?
Hey, this guy knows how to do it. Thank you for the follow.
Used to catch crawdad down in the railroad tracks. We've talked about that on stream. Right behind my house when I was growing up. I was really little. That was like prior to 3rd grade. However old you are then. 7.
3rd grade.
And the time before when mom was okay with you just be home when the street lights come on. Cathetics. I'll go with it this time.
Cathetics. Thank you for the follow. Much appreciated.
That's a tough one.
Yeah, I was like, I read it. I was like,
I just went for Cathetics. I was like, I feel like the K would be silent in that one. But if it's like a good like fantasy made up name or something, then I get it. Or maybe it's from a book.
The Lovecraftian thing.
I'll allow it.
You're an ultra nerd? Well, you are most certainly welcome within this chat, as we are also super nerds.
We got some nerds here.
Yeah.
So I've been told. Welcome, welcome.
Man, I'm very excited for you to read this book.
Yeah, I completely spaced it and get it yesterday.
Oh, no, you're fine.
I even totally opened up Audible.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like, I remember having, when I left here last night, I remember closing the Audible tab, wondering to myself why I had Audible open.
Oh, that's funny.
And I figured I remember it all, like perfectly. I was like, oh, I must have opened the email where they say there's a sale from an author you like. But I couldn't remember that happening. Nope. So now I at least remember, so that helps.
It was from me. Yeah, because you said you were interested in doing it, but you didn't buy it, and I was just like, how about I make you a deal? If you read it, I will read it at the same time. We could talk about it.
No, I remember this.
Yeah. Which actually I really enjoyed doing.
I remember telling you that I would buy it right after the stream too.
Yeah.
Chat, I'm really, really good at being really, really bad at things.
Okay.
People ask, what's your skill set?
Forgetting things?
Sucking at stuff?
Well, I'll tell you one thing you don't suck at.
What's that?
Making paint.
Making paint.
Making paint.
We do make some good paint here. Not gonna lie.
We do indeed.
And every now and then I can actually put it on models and it looks okay.
Paying checks.
Paying checks.
Pretty good at that too.
Jen does all that. I can't steal her thunder.
Never mind. Jen's fantastic at that.
Yeah, Jen's fantastic at the payroll thing.
Thank you, Jen.
I used to
do it. If you're in chat, much appreciated.
I used to do it. I don't do it anymore. It wasn't because I was bad at it that I don't do it anymore. It's because Jen's the financial whiz around here, so Jen gets to do all that stuff. He's gonna laugh. He's gonna be like, excuse me? Financial whiz?
Just go with it, Jen. Just roll with it.
Cathetics, thank you. We've been painting a while. I've been painting for well over 40 years. How long have you been painting?
Me?
Yeah.
Are we talking like all time, or are we talking like real painting?
Well, I feel like all time is fair, painting. Right? Because I mean, none of us are real painting when we first pick up the paintbrush, right?
20 years.
20 years is great, yeah.
Yeah, give or take. I'm anywhere between like 19 and 20.
He's a lifer, chat.
I'm a lifer. I got started really young.
As you should.
Man, oh wait, is it actually more than 20 years?
No, because you're only 29.
When did Two Towers come out? 2002, right?
Maybe, yeah.
Then it would have been 2002. It'd be 21 years. Because
wow.
I got my first box set of miniatures was the Two Towers starter set from Lord of the Rings from Games Workshop. From Borders Books.
Well, that didn't come out the year the movie did.
It might have been a year behind, but then...
It came out, yeah, so...
Which in case would be 20 years.
Yeah. I think it was 2003 or 2004 that that came out, because that was my age of working there.
Yeah. I didn't remember exactly when it came out, but I remember that was, I know for a fact that is the first thing I ever bought.
That's crazy. How awesome. It's so amazing. Like, most people don't realize that the reason GW is what it is today
is because of Lord of the Rings.
Yep. Everybody thinks it's because of Space Marines and 40K. It is definitely not. The reason that Games Workshop is able to be the juggernaut in the industry they are is because of the Lord of the Rings. And most people don't even know they make a Lord of the Rings game.
Yep.
And that they have for 20 plus years.
Or don't even care. When it happens to be one of the best games that they have.
It is a tremendous game.
It is really good.
It's a Rick Priestley game.
It's so good.
And it is really, really good. It's just built right.
Yep. Got that old school vibe, which I like in games. As far as like rule set is concerned, it's got that that old school rule set vibe.
Well, they wanted it to feel like Heroes had an impact, and they nailed it.
Certainly do, yeah. Man, do they have an impact.
Heroes are heroic. I'm glad I painted the whole gun housing in the silver. I think that really pops the Marauder. A lot of times I would have painted it in the armor color.
Gosu said it's kind of crazy how you were so big into Lord of the Rings as a kid, and we're the same age, and you never knew about the minis. Yeah, I just, I fell in love with the movies. I went to go see them a bunch as a kid as they were coming out. And after, I was in Borders one day and I saw it on the shelf and I was like, ooh, this is cool.
Yeah.
And then I convinced my mom to buy it for me or something. Or my dad, whichever. And then, yeah. I always used to love going to Borders books because I would see all the new stuff that they had there. And I would look at the boxes, and that's where I fell in love with box art and painted miniatures on. Because I always thought that it was incredible, all the displays that they had that they took photography of in the books.
Oh, yeah.
Were spectacular. Because they had the whole Helm's Deep board set and made and stuff like that. Especially for Return of the King 2, they had all of that in there. They built parts of Minas Tirith for that, and it looked really, really, really amazing. So, as a kid who was like, ooh, I want toy versions of these things.
Yep.
It was perfect. It was exactly what I wanted.
Yeah.
Now, I didn't really get into playing the game. I think I tried to play it maybe once or twice and just couldn't really get into it. I mean, I was 7 and my parents didn't know anything about games.
That was the thing, is it was a very adult game. It was it was called the strategic combat game, mainly because they couldn't just call it Lord of the Rings, because there was another big company, maybe Mattel or Hasbro or somebody, had the rights to the tabletop game versions, so they had to call it strategy battle game. That's why it's still called Lord of the Rings SBG, is because of rights. But yeah, it's an amazing game. It really does play well. We've got a bunch of guys here at the shop that play it.
Yeah. It is still also one of my favorite movies, sets of movies to date.
Yeah, we talked about that, right? As fantasy movies, I think it has to take top spot.
Yeah.
No matter how mad you are that Tom Bombadil isn't in it, it's still really good. Even with the changes he made, I feel like the changes were faithful to the source material.
Pathetics say they look unimpressive. Okay.
What's that?
Says the Games Workshop minis look unimpressive.
The Lord of the Rings ones are not great.
The older ones are pretty rough. There's some new stuff that's really nice.
Yeah, the Lord of the Rings is not a amazing model game. Don't get me wrong. I would never say that. There are some character models that translate really, really well. So no, it is definitely a game that is there for the nostalgia and the playability.
Yeah.
It is not going to wow you with any of the characters, you know.
The new Glorfindel and Elrond models are pretty incredible, though.
Well, yeah, but it's like, why aren't all the models at that quality?
Because they don't release enough stuff for the game.
Yeah, all of those sculpts are the original sculpts, remember? Like, everything you're seeing for, like, the Rohirrim and stuff, other than some of the characters, are exactly what came out in, like, the Battle of Pelennor Fields.
Yeah, way back in the day.
Yeah, they aren't trying to spend a lot of money recreating models for that game, unfortunately. They're really just making sure that they don't lose the IP. That does not make it any less of a great game. But if you are, 100% looking for like some of the best models on the planet, it's not that.
No.
Now, they are very easy to assemble. Most of the orcs are in one, if not two pieces max.
Yep.
So Games Workshop did a great job of making sure that it was easy to build. The whole goal, of course, was to get a bunch of new people into the hobby when the movies came out, because here was this world of nerds that were going to see the movies and then be able to identify with those characters on the tabletop real quick. And of course, the GW guys were all big Lord of the Rings nerds at the time. So them getting that property was huge. I remember there's a good YouTube video about Rick Priestley talking about how the meetings went when they flew and talked to New Line Cinema. And New Line was splitting the proverbial pie in so many ways so that they could make lots of licensing dollars. So, they gave whatever it was, I don't want to say it was Hasbro, but they gave one of the other big tabletop board game companies the rights to Lord of the Rings to do like Lord of the Rings Monopoly, right? But at the same time, GW walked in there, a virtual nobody at the time, small company, and they walked out with the rights to Lord of the Rings for strategic battle games.
That was a big win.
Huge.
Gigantic win for them.
Had GW not gotten the rights to Lord of the Rings, they would not be the company we know and love right now.
Yep.
No way. No how. Hell, if you think about it, had GW not gotten that license, I probably would not be sitting here doing what I'm doing.
Yeah?
Yeah, because the only reason that I got hired at GW was because of all that money they were making and expanding their business and creating all of these new job requirements and things that they wanted to do. And my position at GW came about, because of all of that. And that is what really got me into the business of gaming, was working at GW. Because my entire career was in electronics,
Yeah.
Design, development, and engineering. So yeah, it was because GW was investing a lot in new things. And, we have to be honest, right? If GW hadn't done that, and there wasn't such a growth in our industry, Now, there's no crystal ball that says it all ties back to Lord of the Rings, but it pretty much does.
It pretty much does.
There wouldn't be as much need for awesome paint companies like us, so.
You happy how this gun turned out?
So thank you, Lord of the Rings.
Snappy looking gun.
There we go. Wish.com non-metallic metal. Steel guns. Oh yeah. Looking good over there.
Do this arm. But the side of the gun looks good. I got the back all sort of highlighted up and edge highlighted.
Yep.
It's coming along.
Model number 5000.
Wait until I started doing assembly line Space Marines.
Holy mackerel, I'm tired of mechs.
Yeah, I don't know how you're doing it, to be honest with you. Well, it's probably just because you're you're nearing the end of the project, right?
Yeah, right now I'm kind of just on autopilot.
Yeah.
I would be lying if I didn't say that the momentum has waned.
That's fair.
You know,
after
I was super excited with the 36.
And you got those done real fast.
And I got them done real fast, so full battalion. And then I sat back and I said, you know what? I probably should have picked a couple of different models along the way. And so I was like, okay, well, I'll just change out these. And now we're painting those. I have been holding true. I'm happy with the list other than that. All of these mechs are great, so I don't have to worry about it. Not changing anything else for a while. Now it's up to new guy Phil. He's got to get his damn campaign written so I can play these bad boys. And the goal is to see how close I can get to building the actual battalion you see in front of you during the campaign.
So do you actually build more than one lance of mechs?
Well, you start with one. And then you have to earn the C-bills throughout the campaign to buy more. And you can either buy them from production planets or in markets, depending on how he makes them available in markets, or you get them through salvage of beating the crap out of your opponent. But when you salvage, you can only get the mechs your opponent has. So, you know, that would be how I would get clan mechs, is wrecking you in combat and getting some salvage. So I might be able to salvage one of your mechs. You don't lose it unless he's being really dastardly.
So I guess then, do you, as the RPG elements of it, do you play as like a clan during the campaign?
You would if you're playing clan mechs.
Or yeah, or for you it would be like a house or whatever it is.
No, I'm a mercenary unit.
Well, you specifically, but for Intersphere.
Oh yeah, you can play Intersphere houses. You can play as a house military regiment, or you know, there's a whole bunch of different things that you can choose to be a part of. You can be like a garrisoned unit on a planet in a system that's protecting that system. You can do all sorts of stuff. Generally, it's mercenary. Some sort of mercenary thing. Because it's much easier to tell the story about why you're just kind of roaming around fighting and being hired on. But, you know, if we're doing clan invasion time frame, then you could very easily be a ad hoc clan unit that's out sowing discord amongst the inner sphere and have a really good reason to exist.
Especially since all the rest of you guys are playing Intersphere, right?
I don't know.
As far as I'm aware.
I don't know. I don't know that Chris or Gabe have chosen.
I guess Chris is pretty hyped on one of those clan mechs.
Yeah, his favorite mech is that little clan bastage.
It's so silly.
But he also wants to run an Atlas,
which is an Intersphere mech.
And you can't start with that.
Right.
So.
Whereas an Atlas is an Intersphere.
It's an Intersphere, but it's 100 tons, and you can't start with 100 tons, it turns out.
No. I mean, to be fair.
As a lowly merc with 4 mechs, it turns out you can't have anything over 55 tons. And I think we determined that if Phil goes with what I was talking about, that we were going with something like about 125 or 150 tons max with a max C-bill cost. So that it starts everybody where nobody dumps all their C-bills into an assault mech, because you saw the other night how that goes.
Yes.
One assault mech can just absolutely ruin the day of an entire lance of understrength or underweight stuff. You just can't punch that high above your weight class at the starting gates. So. But yeah, so everybody will start with a light scout lance almost, right? Or like basically like a light support or fire lance or whatever you want to call it. You can build it however you want. That's why my commander's in a trebuchet, right? So that I start with a 50-ton mech for my main mech. And then I just put some light mechs around her and call it a day. And then go through the campaign, and I'm only going to pull from the mechs I have in this unit that I've done. That's my goal. Unless something in Phil's campaign write-up doesn't let me have a particular mech because of location in the galaxy or something. I don't know. I'll play by his rules. But I plan to only buy what I have in my battalion here. This is my version of role-playing. Limit myself through paint.
Nothing wrong with that.
No, I think it'd be pretty cool. It may be the worst decision I've ever made, but I don't care.
Thanks, Gosu. Glad you're enjoying it. I am also digging it quite a bit.
Looking really good. Very, very good.
Becky?
The whole hobby seems to have changed so much since 2008. Definitely, 2008, you didn't have near as much stuff, right? The heyday for War Machine. GW was struggling a bit. I left GW in 2007, I believe, because they were having a financial crisis around that time.
Like, all right, time to not be here anymore.
They only gave me the opportunity to stay if I moved to Glen Burnie, and I didn't want to go back to the East Coast. And then I went out and I actually found a place that I liked to live, and was like, okay, I'll do it, but you got to pay for my moving and my closing costs on my house, and they weren't in the position to do that. It didn't happen. They are a non-traditional company in that regard. They don't do that kind of stuff. It's tough.
The moving packages.
They're a lot different now than they were then, I'm sure. Personnel was very important to them, but man, sometimes it was hard to find that to feel like it was true, right?
Yeah.
It was very everybody's expendable at the end of the day. Great working environment. When you were there on a day-to-day working basis, you didn't feel that way. But when times got tough, it immediately turned into that.
That's not a great feeling.
No, you would like to think that when times get tough, everybody gets together and
bands together and
band together and make the best of the worst times, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Nah, they just kind of folded. I mean, I get it; they're a publicly held company; they need to try to find revenue quick, but yeah, not a very stand together place at that point when stuff started going south. And of course, that was in the 2008 housing crash and all that. They started hurting really bad real quick. They had, leveraged themselves very deep into having all their stores in expensive malls.
I didn't even think about how that would have affected all.
It's hard to imagine
Yeah.
paying that kind of revenue out the door for rent in a mall that nobody goes to anymore. Because malls were kind of dead by then.
Yeah, malls have been dying for a long time.
I've seen in some communities where they've been able to bring traffic back to malls, by opening up new experience centers and maker spaces and a little more local events,
Yeah. Movie theaters are definitely a big draw, right?
I don't know. No, they're not. I think that was one of the big problems, is that a lot of the movie theaters were suffering because of the fact that their locations were tied to malls that nobody went to anymore.
Because I would have imagined that malls would be, well, Theaters would be the one thing that really keeps people going to malls.
Yeah, I mean, you're probably prone to go to the theater no matter where the theater's at, as long as it's close, right? And it's comfortable.
Yeah.
But
and my thought is like you go to the theater early, you grab dinner, and then you go see your movie or whatever.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And then
well, there was definitely a day when that was the case.
Yeah, yeah.
That ain't so much the case anymore. The great strip mall exodus, the advent of big box stores like Home Depot and Best Buy being your main destinations for shopping, took stuff away from the mall because those places weren't in the mall.
Yeah, and the funny thing is those places are getting hit now because they're no longer the places exclusively to get stuff. People like buying stuff online now.
Amazon's
killing all that too.
Almost any public company. Well, that's what I was saying. It's because they're publicly traded, right? They act differently because as soon as revenue starts dipping, you got to make. I don't know that you have to make, but it seems like publicly held companies make those choices very quick because they're on the hook for their investors, not their employees and customers, which is a bummer.
Being publicly traded is a benefit, but it is a curse in a lot of ways.
I don't know that it's a benefit. It's only a benefit to the owners that did the IPO. Or I don't know that being publicly held is worth a damn.
Well, maybe not.
Everything that I've studied is always just what a sham that whole thing is. It's just a way for people to get a lot of money on what is most likely a fake valuation on the IPO.
That's true.
And those people get rich and don't care anymore.
Yep.
A lot of people argue that, well, privately held companies just can't do as much. I don't know, man.
Seem to be doing all right.
Well, we are nowhere near that kind of level. Yeah. It's not like we're talking to anybody about an IPO tomorrow.
So, interesting question. Which gold do I like more? I think the answer...
Wait. You're asking me what you like?
Well, I think the Malagur's gold is better.
With the more reddish tones in it?
Well, it has the reddish tones in both, but it doesn't have the yellow tone that the gold on the Kentucky.
So, chat probably knows which one do I like better?
The one on the right. I know which one you like better too.
Chat, which one does Jason like better?
So, chat, the reason why I don't think that I think the gold looks nice. I think it's painted well. I think it's out of context where in terms of what the model overall should look like, which is a little bit more beat up and dingy. This is the problem.
I think they both look good. I think that one looks more like your Horus.
True.
So from that perspective, I would say that one wins my vote for continuity and how you're painting the army, at least from your leader. But if you're not worried about that, then I think the other one is a better looking metal.
Yeah.
You got to remember, normally gold is not necessarily very yellow.
No.
Gold is yellow when it's plated. Through electroplating, all of that stuff gives you a very yellow gold.
Yeah.
Gold can be very yellow, but in general, it's not quite that yellow. Mm-hmm. Not quite that brassy, I think is the thing.
Yeah.
Right?
I like this.
But I like 40K with the idea that brass and bronze are more of the thing, right? Because number one, gold wouldn't be trimmed on armor. That's just not a thing. Right? Gold's a soft metal. It really, really bad choice. But take the reality out of the fantasy, and it doesn't really matter. But yeah, I like both. I think that if you're going to keep Horus the way that he is, and he's going to be on the board with your guys, then that gold right there is awesome.
Well, I think the problem is Horus is very rarely going to be on the board. Unfortunately.
He's very expensive in that iteration.
So expensive. In which case, it doesn't bother me as much that his gold is different.
Good point.
Because all the things that are going to be together will be consistent.
Yeah, good point. In that case, I would say Malagurst.
Yeah. Yeah, Gosu. Jack Taurus is literally 1,000 points. And the way that the rules are written, a Lord of War cannot be more, or you cannot take a Lord of War.
25%?
Yeah, it has to be 25% or less of your overall armor.
You got to be playing $4,000.
Yeah, so I have to play 4K to play that particular.
Woo.
Now, I could use that Horus in a smaller point game as a stand-in for the other one, but that one's base is larger than the old one. Which is not a big deal.
That's only bad for you, so your opponent's not going to care.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it's not. It can also be to your benefit if you're trying to get into close combat with something.
He does. Which he certainly does. So...
But he gets ganged up on pretty quick, too, so you could get more dreadnoughts on him than you would the small guy.
So I think I am going to go back to this gold. I think it'll look better on the army as a whole. It works better with the desaturated green that I'm going with. If I were doing the brighter bluish green, I think it would look better. But I think for the green that I'm going for, and with all the weathering I'm going to do, I think this is going to look better.
So now, does that mean you're about to redo your dreadnought, or are you going to leave him?
No, I'll just make some small adjustments to kill that yellow.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was going to say.
I'm not going to repaint the whole thing.
I'm starting to learn Baby J's shtick. He paints every model 4 times.
Yes. Only the first couple. When I'm doing an army like this, it takes a minute for me to like land on...
Gosu says he'll sell you the old one for cheap.
You have the old horse you're trying to sell? Shoot me a message on Discord. We'll talk.
Got him.
Got him.
Gosu, I get a commission for making him pay attention to you.
What are you talking about? Gosu's my horsey guy. Also technically your fault because you brought me here.
See?
That happens when they're paid by the hour. You hear that? Gosu is officially Team Baby J now.
Why?
Because
I was charging him a commission?
No. He said, I got you, boss. He said, I mean, of course not. I'm Team Baby J now. Don't let him talk to you like that.
I don't understand the traitor heresy that's going on here, Gosu. I will remember this. Forgetting I haven't painted the cockpits on these guys.
Oh yeah, do that.
Sitting over here getting excited that I'm nearly done. I'm like, oh, but I haven't done the basing. Oh, and I haven't done the windows.
Oh, but no. All right.
Aww. There's no logic to treason. There's your mistake. Huh? Huh? Say, huh?
You talking about treason over there?
Seventh Sentinel says the Condemned Gold looks good, by the way. As soon as you say that, he picks it to mess it up, Sentinel.
Yep. Sorry.
Oh, the life of an artist, right? You're like, wait a minute, they both look good, but I like this one better. Why we do test models? Especially when you're going to be painting
a ton of
them.
Yeah.
Right? The hardest thing in the world is to pick a scheme and then have to paint a ton of them and figure out at some point during that process that probably would have liked to have done this differently. That really sucks. Not a fan.
Better spend the time up front to make sure you're happy with it.
0 of 10 would not recommend. All right, I think I did everything. Did I do everything? I feel like I did everything on those guys. So now time for wash. I got to paint a bunch of cockpits and holy balls. I mean,
Gotta do some basing stuff too.
yeah, I got to base these 7. I got to base those 7 after we do the wash and the cockpits. Oh, and I haven't done any of the highlighting on the green. And then I got to highlight the beige on the whole freaking army. Why did I do this?
Why are you talking to me about it? You done made decisions over there.
Why did I do this?
I don't know.
This all seemed like a good idea at one point. Now I'm not so sure. It's a lot of dudes. That looks excruciating. Vader, you're painting your Slaves to Darkness minis with white armor and regretting your choices.
Yeah, that's a silly.
I think, man, that would be a
Looks
good-looking
good.
army, though.
It
Not
would,
gonna
yeah.
lie. Not gonna lie. We are reviewing April today.
Oh,
We are.
right. It's Thursday.
Yep. We are.
Man, this week has traveled by very quickly.
It's almost over.
I know.
It's almost over.
One could say it basically is.
Yeah, very close. Savage Wookie. Hello, Raiders.
Whoa, Savage Wookie, thank you for the raid. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, Raiders.
What's going on, everybody? No. Savage. Yeah, I was just showing off. We're doing like 50 million. An entire battalion plus a command lance and a dropship. So we have a dropship. Boom. Along with 50 bajillion mechs.
Man's only got a few.
Oh. And
Almost
thank you so
done.
much for the raid. Hope your stream was great. We have 43 mechs. If you take these two from over here, I think it's 40. It might be more.
He's almost done, chat. He's almost done.
Who is?
You. You'll be able to get it done today and tomorrow.
Oh, this?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. We're not too far off, actually.
Just cut a corner or two. It'll be fine.
I've been cutting corners all the time.
Just
There's
cut an extra
10.
one or two.
There's 10. There's 6. There's 9. There's 10. There's 3. 6.
Why so many mechs?
9.
Tadpole
10.
Jackson. That's a fantastic question. I don't know the answer to it either, to be honest with you. But he's
42
doing it.
is what I count. I count 42, but these two don't count. So it's only
He's
40.
doing it.
It's only 40 over here. These are the actual ones I'm using. There's 36, which makes 3 companies or a whole battalion. And then, yeah.
You can play like 4 or 5 at a time, usually.
Yeah, you play, Tadpole, you play a lance of 4. Since I'm Intersphere. But I get to pick out of a lot of mechs for what 4 I'm playing. There you go. Ba-dumps, Wad. That's horrible.
Swab?
I'm not even going to read it. Tadpole, my idea was, because we're going to be running a campaign here, my idea was to build a battalion, a mercenary unit that was comprised of a battalion. I added a command lance to it so I didn't have to throw out a bunch of mechs. So we've got 40 total mechs, 36 in the battalion, 4 in the command lance, a drop ship that is actually it's a miniature case. So it holds a lance of mechs in it. So you can bring your lance to the table in glorious dropship styling and then leave your dropship as a piece of terrain or something. But the idea has just been with me for a long time, and I was like, I'm doing it. So I collected all the mechs that I wanted. I picked the mechs that are available to mercenary units during this era of Battletech that we're playing our campaign in, which is the clan invasion. So I'm only using mechs that were actually available to mercenaries at that time. None of them are character mechs, nothing OP, just general mayhem. And yeah, very cool. I have one mech, my unit leader, she owns the place. And I have one mech that is not, it's an old Star League mech. So I have one mech that does not fit that, and it's the leader's. So I figure I can cheat and get away with it.
You figure.
Painting a 9-inch tall Timberwolf and Marauder. Nice. Nice. It wasn't a groan, but I'll take an unenthusiastic rim shot. I mean, that was bad. That was pretty bad. Pretty bad. Yeah, so that's the story behind all of this. And then, I mean, a lot of them I just like. I had to hunt a lot for 3D models that worked. I had to get some over from Spain or Italy or something like that. There was only one guy that had the models I really wanted for I think the Javelin, the Fire Javelin was a tough one to get. The Raptors were almost non-existent. I think there's only one company that has a Raptor sculpt, so I needed to do those. So some of the 3D printed ones took me a while to get. That's why I'm painting 7 of them outside, because I didn't find a Spectre or a Whitworth or an Infield in time. And then I picked up the newer MechWarrior Online Centurion sculpt too. But now I've got all sorts of groovy stuff. But yeah, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. These are the mechs I'm using. There's 80 more on my desk.
Some of which I will be using.
There's 80 more mechs on my desk. It's probably more than 80, actually.
You have a lot of mechs over there.
I mean, we added 20 alone in clan mechs. You have some of those on your desk, though, so technically they're not on my desk anymore. Technically, they're not on my desk anymore.
I have 5 clan mechs on my desk. In some semblance of being painted.
You're making a big diorama for TwitchCon that'll have a huge diorama on it. Holy crap. 2 foot by 3 foot. 2 full lances of 9-inch tall mechs? Holy balls.
That's super cool. This is for Gen Con?
T. Schmidt, did you buy all the ones that they make? No, there's actually some I don't have. Like yesterday, you guys were telling me, because I don't have the Catalyst Game Labs, whatever it is, heavy fire lance that has the Centurion from Catalyst in it. It comes with a Grasshopper that I have, but I got the Grasshopper, turns out, from the Highlanders, one of the mercenary unit boxes, right? So that's where I found out. That's where my Grasshopper came from. So yeah, there's some box sets I don't own. Not many, but there's some. Some of the mechs you'll be designing, 3D designing, and then printing out. You're going to school to be a game artist. Nice! I was over here getting ready for our Discord review.
Yep.
I don't know how many are in April.
A lot.
Oh, there are a lot.
Yeah.
So we should get going.
We should. Are there? Well, the last time I looked, there were a decent amount, which was a few days ago.
Oh, holy hell, there are.
Yeah. Apparently, it was a popular month. So it sounds like y'all liked the challenge. I am glad.
That's a lot.
Or maybe you didn't like the challenge and you hate my guts, but, you know, neither here nor there.
They still painted the models. So
She still painted the models, therefore I win.
that's saying something.
I win, you lose because you painted it. Or maybe you win because you won. Or because you painted a model. I don't know. I don't know how this math works out, chat.
Literally, I don't know that there's much more than I enjoy than you getting so tongue-tied.
Well, it happens a lot. I'm here all week.
So much Maya and ZBrush. Teach me any metal ones in there, or are they all plastic and printed? They're all plastics and printed. I'm not messing with metal ones. Unless I found one that was laying around that was a single piece. Like I have an old metal spider someplace, and probably an old metal Jenner. But the Jenner might be broken because it was one you had to glue together. But I had like a one-piece commando and spider and I don't remember what else. Stinger and wasp. They were all one piece. All right. You ready over there?
Yeah.
You ready?
I'm prepared.
You ready to do the thing?
Prepared. Vaguely.
Ready to do the thing?
Chat, are you guys ready for us to do the thing?
We're doing the thing, chat. You don't ask chat if they're ready. You just tell them you're doing it. Hey, chat, we're doing the thing.
All right.
What's the mech we're painting now? He was painting a dreadnought for Warhammer Horus Heresy.
Yep.
I'm painting 7 mechs.
Well, painted a lot more than 7 mechs.
Well, right now I'm focused on... Well, actually, I'm focused on painting 6 mechs. But, yeah.
Get the demo model out.
Yeah, we're doing the thing. All right, so again, if you're new around here, we do a Discord server with thousands of artists on it. Great place to come hang out and ask about the hobby, learn about it if you're just jumping in or if you've been in there for a million years as an artist. It's a great place to learn and to share your own experiences. So we welcome everybody into our Discord. ! Discord in chat. We'll get you the link so you can become part of the family. It's up there a little bit in chat if you look.
If you aren't there, welcome. If you are, good to see you. Thanks for being there.
Every month, we have this thing called the Challenger's Den. And in the Challenger's Den, we do these challenges. That's what we do, right? We also have all of the past challenges. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. We have these things here, right, where we have the years past challenges that we've been doing this for years. And so you can look at all the past stuff. But what we do is we try to find ways to introduce new and kind of crazy mental exercises for you as a painter. So we might do limited palettes. Maybe you only get to paint with one hue family. Maybe you're limited to a couple of colors. In this case, of this month, you were limited to 5, right? So you got 5 colors only. No black, no white. He wasn't even nice enough to give you black and white. Normally, I give you black and white.
But you know what? I was nice enough to participate myself.
Well, I always do it too. It's a lie.
That's a lie.
That's a lie.
Yeah. I finished the model, though.
What does that mean? I
What
finished
does that
my
mean?
Horus.
So did I.
No, you didn't.
We're not supposed to tell them about that. Come on now. They weren't there for it. The model's done. We tied.
Want me to go grab it? Want me to go grab it?
No, Savage, you were allowed to use white and or black primer. I didn't explicitly say this, but if you wanted to paint stuff back down to black before painting it with those colors, that's fine. As long as you are not mixing anything other than the colors that you have allotted for your mixes for your paints that you're putting on the model.
5 colors.
5 colors.
White, blue.
White, blue.
Dark blue.
Dark blue.
Khaki.
Khaki.
Red, gray.
Red, gray.
Dark magenta.
Dark magenta.
Just an absolutely brutal palette, but it turned out amazing.
Yep.
It turned out amazing. I mean, if you just look at what Jordan did with his.
So this is the demo model that I painted up for the challenge.
Right. That is the Morrigan from Journeyman Miniatures. You can pick one up on our site. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Fantastic mini. And that is painted with the 5 colors in the challenge.
Yep. I only used the 5 colors. So it can be done. It can be done. And based on what I've seen in the April challenge so far, it has been done.
Yeah, a lot of people have done a really good job with it.
Y'all have done a fantastic job so far. So let's take a look at these, shall we?
All right. We'll scroll down. The first thing we do is everybody has to put their entries in there.
Yep.
And pictures of the paints and that they're going to use, because not everybody, you don't have to use our paints if ever you enter into one of our challenges and it's a limited palette where we say the colors. We're always going to use the Pro Acryl colors that we make as a manufacturer. But if you have colors that you're going to use, you just have to get a color that is very similar and in the spirit of the challenge. This one, the intention is to have a cool palette. Jordan started off, I think, wanting to have it be cool skin tones.
Yeah, I started with it just being skin tones, and then I decided to say, you know what, screw it, let's just do the whole model in that color.
Yeah, exactly. Right. All right, so Scott Radham, boom. First one. I think this is the done one, right?
I thought there was one that was up a little further.
Says that, oh, is there? That was finished?
Oh, wait, hold on, scroll down. That one was the first one that I saw back in the day, but maybe I missed at it. Hope I get it finished. Scroll down. Yeah, I mean, that looks like it's the first one.
Scott legit did his in like a day.
Yeah.
Like in a day. Right? So it's a, what are the Nurgle dudes called? Plague Bearer. Mm-hmm. Looks like a Plague Bearer. Looks like he's had his head chopped off. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's like a zombicide model. Savage, you can use paints that are equivalent if you don't have the paints from us that are exactly the same. We do allow that. It's part of the submission process when you first sign up for the challenge. Is you put a picture of your model, the date, your name, and the paints that you'll be using. And if you have any questions about what paints you can or can't use, you're more than welcome to hop in and ask, and we'll help you find it. Either myself or anybody else in the chat will help you find an equivalent color. Yeah. Yeah. And no, Vallejo paints are in no way horrible. So this is your gig. This is my gig. I'll just run the arrow. You tell me what you want to look at. Looks good. He's missing half his head. He is missing half his head. I like that this model didn't use a ton of the dark magenta. I used a ton of it. Yeah. Yeah, obviously in for the place of the blood and stuff, the dark magenta really is a good thing. It's also got a little bit of that, kind of like bruising blood under the skin feel in the folds of the muscles and such. It's a great palette for doing like undead or sickly skin. It really is, you can get that kind of, that green tone by mixing in your khaki and your dark blue. And then you can add a little bit of like dark magenta in it to get it shifting towards that like kind of eerie, gross purple. This looks great. I like it so far. I really like how the non-metallic metal turned out. Yep. On the sword, those reflections and the chipping look really nice. Yeah, it's solid. Good dead skin. Good dead skin. This is a good use of all of the colors in the limited palette and placing them where they need to go, right? So taking the bone color just for the bone, the blue just on the sword, as opposed to trying to force it into areas you may not be comfortable using a color. Just use the colors and do it like this. And it's very clear that you utilized all the colors, which is awesome. All right. Where's the next done one? Done? Nope. Start. I spend so much more time on her, but anymore I might go cross-eyed, so I'm going to call her done. Boom. Boom. This looks awesome. This is Skylar Dragon. This is Skylar Dragon. A cool model. Maverick.
This is huge.
Oh my god, that's big.
It's also got painted really fast.
It's very large.
Let's see here. Do we have any more close-ups that we can get to it?
I think we get them. I think maybe down here. No, it's kind of all the same. Maybe here. No, they're kind of all at that same getting it all in frame motion. I really love the violets that you got out of the dark blue and the dark magenta. Right, the crystals turned out fantastic.
So there's a thing that I really like about this piece a lot is that they're carried through the magenta into almost all of the parts of the model. So, like, it's in the stone, it's in the snow, it's in the crystals, it's in the flesh, it's in the clothing, it's in the hair, it's in, like, all of it. The only thing that I don't really see it in a ton is the bone.
Yeah.
But that helps it read, right? It helps it pull away a little bit more. I maybe would have liked to seen a little bit of the shadow in the bone, but, like, that's a nitpick, and it looks great.
Yeah. Yeah, the red-gray really helps tie it all together, because the red-gray on the stone brings in all of that. I like it a lot.
Yeah, this looks awesome.
Very cool use of the colors. And it does. You notice how using that color consistently throughout cools off the whole palette.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
real cold.
It puts us into an environment where we repeat the colors to give that kind of monochromatic feel to it. It puts us in an environment that's very cohesive and very, like, frigid. I like it a lot.
And that is the idea. Great execution.
Yeah, great job. I like that one a lot. I'm glad I don't have to judge this one. Oh, do I hear my phone ringing?
No, I don't hear it either.
No.
I don't, in fact, hear it ringing.
The new iPhone camera is a lie. I need to buy an actual camera that says Hawks here.
This looks like it has different colors in it.
That's yellow.
Yes.
There's no yellow in this.
And blue.
There's no yellow in this. Is there?
Nope.
There's no way to get yellow in this.
Or that shade of red?
No, not without the yellow.
Not without the yellow, yeah.
The magenta and the yellow would be needed to get that red, so you used a yellow. You used a yellow!
Here's
Savage, take it easy. Thank you for the raid.
This is actually a really interesting thing, which is kind of funny that this is in here. Notice how much warmer this looks than everything else.
Oh, definitely. The yellow alone.
And yeah, just having the yellow and the red and not magenta.
Yeah.
Totally changes it, and it makes it look like a warm palette.
Yeah.
Even though it has some colder colors in there and like the blue, but like this model.
Yeah, because you shouldn't have been
warm.
able to get this kind of brown out of that palette.
Correct.
Right. The yellow changes everything in this one. Right. Because we've got here.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, is that the model?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Hawks here
way
and
too
added
yellow.
in this. What was the color that he replaced?
Khaki.
Khaki. Yeah, too yellow.
Khaki is on the yellowish side, but it's very, very high value.
Yeah.
And it's very desaturated.
Yeah. The khaki will never, khaki mixed with magenta will never give you this red. Mm-hmm. It will also not create that brown out of anything.
Yes.
So yeah, unfortunately, this one's just a little bit too warm for what we were looking for. And it's just because of this, because you've got more of a, I'm not sure what that is. Is that an ochre?
Just yellow.
Sahara yellow. Yeah, it's a deserty yellow, but it leans more into a traditional yellow pigment than khaki, which...
it's also, if it's Sahara yellow, it's going to be a warmer yellow pigment.
Yeah.
Than a cooler yellow pigment.
Yeah, if you look at khaki versus like a desert yellow, right? Worlds of difference in what you're capable of doing. Khaki is almost like what I've made here with my ridiculous combo of colors. But... you know, so you're going to get a lot more infusion of yellow because you're going to be less, you're going to be more saturated. And so when you're mixing with it, you're going to get a lot more warmth into all your colors than you ever will here. Yes. Khaki gets overrun by what you mix it with.
Correct.
This overruns what you mix it with. That's the big difference why we chose khaki or why you chose khaki, I think.
Yeah.
Was so that you didn't have the ability to get too much yellow.
That was on purpose. The whole idea was to give you a warm part of the palette that you could use for contrast, but not enough that would allow you to like mix warm colors with it.
Now, all of that said, what you did with the palette here that you used by using that yellow, spot on, right? So this is still a very good limited palette challenge, just not in the spirit of what we were going here with the cool coloring.
Correct.
Right, but the way that this was all used together for taking the yellows and getting the reds, using the yellow to get things like this kind of turquoisey color, I think is fantastic. The browns, great mixes that you have all the way around on this. So great job on the model, not fitting in with what we were thinking about for the
It's amazing how just changing that little bit of yellow to something that impacts the other colors you mix it with more can give you so much different variety, right?
Yeah. Now, you could have mixed this yellow with like an ivory or a white, and it would have been spot on. So this is a good starting yellow, but you would have had to have mixed it with something else to get to where you're at that desaturated khaki.
Because the hue's not far off. It's just your saturation and value levels are not quite right for that.
Khaki was real hard to work with how you wanted to for exactly everything you guys are saying. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It does not give you what you want from a yellow. Correct. It lets you warm up your cool colors a bit, but it does not let you get to the point where you feel like you have warm colors.
Yep.
Right.
So I did a lot of the skin. It's how I highlighted a lot of the skin, was mixing a lot of khaki. And then finishing it off with the cool color being the white blue.
Clarkatron says, this is where I got to, but since it's for a board game, I'll probably want to do basing in line with the rest of the game. Oh, yeah, definitely. Like, the nice thing with the challenges is we're not looking for you to have something that you can't then go on and finish for your own use. Don't feel like you got to waste a model on the challenges. If you have something like that and you don't want to base it, perfectly fine.
Yep.
Perfectly fine. We're looking for the main base of the character, or the main character, to fit the challenge. If, like you said, you want to keep this character because you've based everything in your board game the same, perfect. Great job.
I really like the value on the skin on this one.
This looks really good.
Yeah.
This looks good.
The chest and shoulder and the belly look really nice.
Yeah.
I like that they managed to get the brightness on that shoulder just ever so slightly higher value than it is on the pec and the chest.
Down here.
But it's noticeable, and it looks more natural, and it looks like soft skin.
And that's that khaki.
Soft, but it looks like skin.
And that's that khaki mixed in.
That is the khaki, yep.
Giving us that warmth to make it feel like skin. But again, you're not going to get warm.
Yep.
This is
textured. Awesome. This looks really great.
Yeah, fantastic job on this one. And this is putting all of the colors into one naked giant, or hillman, or ogre, or whatever the hell this guy is, right? It's just fantastic. Great use of the colors. Get a lot of feeling of blood pumping underneath the skin with the flush areas where you've used the magenta in with the rest of it. The dark blue, doing a really good job of bringing us some shadows, and the hair. Yeah, fantastic job on this one. Butt shot. Scraps his boy dog. Calling it done. Couple areas that I think could use a tweak or two, but that is future me's problem.
Red Zyphos.
I like it.
I like it too.
Ooh.
I like that you went with a blue skin tone.
Yeah, I really like that the blue really comes out more here, and the other colors just complement the blue.
Yeah. Right? And this was the other part of the challenge, is I specifically said you did not have to do humanoid skin tone. So, I love that Red Zyphos decided to go with a non, fleshy colored skin tone.
Yeah, it's a cool model to do it with too. And I really dig the magenta at the end of the wings.
Yep.
Not so overdone, so it looks like it's irritated. It just looks kind of like a natural, fleshy transition.
Yep.
And then using the brighter colors for the armor.
Yep.
Great job. Gives you good contrast on the model. I like it.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, that one's very good. Very, very good. Dragon. I forgot how much fun bigger models can be. Just slapping some color on this guy, feeling it out to see where we want to go has been really relaxing. Looks like a good start. Gave it a shot and failed. What? I grabbed red beige instead of red gray. Oh, the flesh tone. The model came out horrid and not even close to what you're capable of, but might as well let y'all meme on it. We don't meme on anybody here, Safon. That's not what we do. Right? And again, great job on the OSL.
Yeah.
Right, great job on this.
I like this.
I hate that you I feel like you stopped. I feel like you felt like you picked the wrong color, and so you quit. Because this is actually a really good move. But yeah, this would give you a little bit too much of the pinkish nature on it, as opposed to the gray. But it's not as huge of an interruption to everything as the yellow was before, but it does alter the way the colors work with flesh especially. Right? But yeah, it looks great. I really love this OSL. Right?
I like that green tone.
Here?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like grandma's couch.
Yep.
Ochre.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like that a lot. Yeah, very, very cool. Yeah,
Well,
great job on this.
Your failure has been rescinded.
So, there you go. No memes on that one. It's
no
good job.
memes.
Starting to get the scales pulled together. Still working on it, walking harder. Dorkosaurus is calling it done. Even added a bit of freehand on the base, but decided it didn't you like it as the final shot. Trying my best with the colors I had. Cheers. I mean,
this looks dope.
I mean,
this looks great.
I mean, yeah, fantastic on this one, right?
Who's this one from?
Huh?
Who's this from?
This is Dorkosaurus.
Dorkosaurus. This looks fantastic.
Yeah, really, really great job. Really giving us this kind of greenish ochre out of the khaki and the blues that you had to work with is fantastic, right? Absolutely great.
Yeah. Everything feels a little bit different. You got the nice purple tones in the straps around that. You got nice different non-metallic metal with a little bit of like nice warmth to it, reflecting from the skin. I like it.
Yeah, I think that this one only really gives us that kind of cool nature by way of the fact of what the character is dressed in with the furs and the padded armor. So I like the way you've gotten a more, what I would call, neutral palette out of this, right?
Mm-hmm.
You've offset with the browns and the greenish tones and the way that you've done your metal and the way the skin has more warmth in it. The coolness is really just into the cold steel of the sword where it should be, a little bit in the metal down here, a little bit in the skin because you can't really get much more than the flush areas to get really, really warm.
But the fact that the flushness on the cheeks was put in helps sell the fact that it's in a cold environment, right?
Yeah.
Because the more you're in that environment, the more flush it's going to get.
Yep, it's really good. Oh, look at that.
Oh, that's cool.
I like it. It's like trees, like the magenta style trees in the night sky.
Yeah,
I
that's
dig
awesome.
It. Very, very cool. Great job.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Really great job on this one. Tell us you didn't paint the back without telling us you didn't paint the back. Dork. An artist after my own heart. Bill Robinson set up. Everybody getting set up. Calling him done. Skunky Bear. Woo!
Whoa.
Woo!
Whoa, ho, ho.
Woo!
This is awesome.
Stoney's like, I got called out. The back's probably painted beautifully. I just love it when we never see the butt shot. Yeah, this is fantastic. Right? Yeah, Go Trek is calling you in. Yeah, exactly. This is fantastic. Right?
Non-metallic metal looks great. Like the purple hoods on the rats that he's stepping all over.
Yep. Yeah, I would like to see the mix on the hair.
Yes.
Right? I'm assuming that the khaki with the magenta got you most of the way there. I'd like to know how you pushed the rest of that.
To the orangey spectrum. Yeah. Me too.
That's hard.
Mm-hmm.
But fantastic job on all of this. Looks great.
Did
he talk about it down here?
It could just be a slightly different color that they used. Probably.
Where was his? I don't know that I saw. It's so hard. I never really know where the entry stuff is. Or was it down below where he puts it? It's fantastic. Maybe not. Someone asked, a lot of glazing.
T. Schmidt, someone says, yeah. Stoney said I was only able to get pink, yeah.
Yeah, this is a really tough one because it takes a little bit of yellow to move us towards this color more. So I'd be interested to know what that process was.
My guess is it's either a magenta that wasn't quite magenta and it was a little bit more red.
Could be.
Or it was a khaki.
We're getting a really, really good purple out of it though, and this down here is really good.
Yeah. I mean, it's painted really well.
It's basically just this
the instructions
with a little bit more yellow on it.
Yeah.
But maybe with the glazing with the khaki easily on it could alter it that way. I'd be interested to see that. Great job, though. Paint job's fantastic. There's some nerd named Baby J.
Hey, look at that. It's like I painted a model once or twice or before, or maybe...
Photoshopped. Pliff says, not my greatest work. Photoshopped.
Photoshopped.
Oh, yeah.
I know.
That's all Photoshop.
Yeah.
Oh, Pliff. Says, not my greatest work, but first time being limited in color, so you're happy. Heck yeah, man. It's very, very difficult. Photoshop. Live Photoshop happening right in front of your faces. It's... Working your first time when you have a stranglehold on the colors that you can use is always an interesting journey, right? Because you start reaching for things that become normal. What it teaches you very quickly is how much you rely on certain things, which is good. It's part of the process of going through a limited color challenge, a limited palette challenge like this, is to understand the things that you find yourself reaching for all the time and finding new ways to work with them. Not because you have to, right? But because it allows you to create variability in the work that you do, because a lot of us, even us, will fall into, oh, I always use that.
Yep.
Oh, I always go for this. Oh, I'm always going for that. You know, I always use dark purple in my shadows. Yeah. Well, what if I don't? What else can I do? Oh, well, I can do these things, and they have the similar effect, but aren't purple and look different. So if I'm doing two characters, you know, model after model after model, sometimes you want to break it up so it doesn't feel so samey. And so limited palette challenges help you find those colors, right? Either through mixing other colors, odd colors to get there so that you know if you run out of one, you can get there again, or just finding new ways to do stuff. This is great. This is a great way to use those colors, get your base coats down, divide it up. I love how you've got the light blue skin on this one, right? So you found that light blue out of white blue and dark blue, I'm assuming?
Yep.
Right? The khaki mixed with some of the others to give this great leather and cloth feel across the whole model. And then, of course, desaturating the magenta a bit works really, really well on the rest of this. Great job.
I like it. I like the eyes. Nice and red.
Good, Harold. What's going on? Copied from Skunky Bear. I kept alternating red-gray over my khaki alternative. Yeah. So I think his khaki was probably just a little more yellow.
Yep.
That's the only thing. So just like before, the khaki had more yellow. You would not be able to get that red with just khaki, but really, really good.
Yep.
Really, really good. Yeah, so great job, Pliff. Don't be ashamed of that at all.
No,
this is saying not your greatest work. This is your greatest work with a limited palette, so there's always that, and it's amazing. Great job. Hard to pick a model that had both flesh and minimal metals. This was not done, right? Merwin the Third. I don't think so. That's just gray plastic, right? Yep. Okay. Paint liquor. Went for a windburn look. I'm going to be honest. I didn't realize until after painting she is hanging upside down. So nope, she is straight up falling to her death at the moment.
Oh.
Yeah, this is her
That's
like
so
hanging from the stalactites.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. That's why all of the dimensions are weird. That's why the cups of her breasts are like falling into her chin, right? And why this is like straight up in the air.
This is awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, this is really good.
You did a great job.
Yeah, great job on the flesh. Really great use of the magenta in all its forms, right? I like the reflection up on the cup. I like the ability to get some flush tones in the skin. I like just the raw use of it for these flaps on her skirt or whatever this is. And then desaturating it here for the wraps on the leg that have her dangling from the roof.
Yep. I like how you got the like kind of off black color too, which is not necessarily easy to get with this palette to make it look like black.
That red, gray, and dark blue.
Yeah.
Really, really good. Really, really good. Great stuff, gang.
Rage Wolf, what's up?
I love it. Paint liquor, great job.
Maybe it's Hollow Earth.
Necro Joe says, this has me questioning the Art Institute of Pittsburgh and the validity of my degree.
Pittsburgh's got a lot to...
Necro's got, wait a minute, I have an art degree and this is killing me. Route, there's still some room for improvement, but I've got a few kill teams to paint, so gonna call her done. I had a ton of fun with this challenge. A few firsts for you with this one. First bust, first female face, and first time using most of the paints given for this challenge. Fan-freaking-tastic. Glad you jumped in, because this kills, dude.
Yeah, this looks incredible.
This absolutely kills. To the spirit of the challenge, this one nails it because we've given us cool skin, right? Really, really cool palette, but dropping in that warmth every now and then, especially with the gems. Look at the gems.
Yeah, the gems look incredible.
Yeah, just a great way to pop that magenta out there. And also using it down here with like the red gray to desaturate it in the dark blue shadows and everything to really give a nice cloth feel where it would be hard to find that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, tremendous. Tremendous.
This is incredible. I like this a lot.
And a great way to take the same color palette and do the ice shards, right? out of the skin by giving you that higher contrast with the white blue. Just a great job. Paint Liquor says, I'd be happy to lose to this. This is a great one, right? It's a great one. And for the first time doing a bust, first time painting female skin, especially with a limited palette, because you still pull it off. We still have the flush cheeks, but not too cartoony, not too made up, right? Works really well.
This makes me want to paint this model.
It makes you want to paint this model.
Yeah. It does.
The one thing I would say on something like this is if you're going to go with flush cheeks at this level, remember that the collarbone, breast, neck area would have very similar coloring.
Yeah.
The color as we get down into the thinner skin at the collarbone, sternum area, especially when you have the breastbone, the undercurve of the breast and things like that, there's a lot of blood flow there and usually thinner skin. So you could use that same process of coloring and bring it down here on the chest to help out quite a bit. But great job. And love how you got the blonde hair, too. Again, this is kind of where you would be able to get in the scheme of oranges with the magenta, the khaki, and the mixtures that you got there.
Yeah.
Really good. Great job. Crayola Smoker. I just love the name. Most of my free time got swallowed up by family commitments this month, and I'm working 12s through the remainder of the month. Holy, no time. This is where I got him after a couple of sessions, definitely wishing his prime had been traditional black-white zenithal. Amazing what some of your wizards that finished were able to pull off with this challenging palette. Heck, man, I think you nailed it.
I think so, too.
Yeah, very, very good. Great browns out of the red-gray. Great use of the magenta. Great skin tones again. Mm-hmm. You have good color variation on everything. You found a way to do some really good desaturated blonde and gold with the khaki. Everything here works exactly the way it was intended in the challenge.
I like how minimally you used the dark blue, too.
Yeah, just kind of in the metals.
Makes it look real different.
Right.
Which is nice.
A little bit of shadow, a little bit of the metal. Works great. Yeah, I think this is fantastic. Limited palettes make it really hard to give separation by color to all the materials on a model.
Yeah.
This guy has a lot of material, skin, armor, cloth, hardened leather, stone. You've done it all with these colors, so great way to do it. I think this is great. I think you guys discount your abilities way too much.
Yeah, I think everybody who's like, I didn't get enough time, I'm not sure if I'm happy with this, it all looks great.
Nailed it. Yeah, nailed it. I haven't seen a single one that has been worth the criticism yet. Gotta call time on this one. Don't feel like I used the colors to their fullest extent, but I ended up having way more travel this month than was expected. Probably still work on it a little more, add some grime, rust, and whatnot before sending it to your brother to celebrate him recently becoming flying his first commercial flight. Freaking fantastic.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that is awesome. So now wait, what I'm about to look at is both the dude and the vehicle painted in this limited palette.
Yes.
That's awesome.
That is awesome.
That's absolutely awesome. And this is great. the whatever this thing is called, the Corvus lighter.
I don't even know what that is.
It's from Forge World. This may be a printed one, but it's like a lighter for Warhammer.
Cool. Yeah, I love the weathering that was managed to get on here with on the blue, like the blue with the weathering, a little bit of the weird splotchiness on the model,
and good chipping, good oil.
I say
streaks.
Weird, I mean that in a good way.
Yeah, good oil streaks and just dirty blast spots and things like that here on the windshield. You know, that dirty fingerprint look that metal will get. It was 5 colors, good Harold, and they were defined for you. So you had a specific 5-color palette that included khaki, dark blue, dark magenta, red, gray, and white blue. Tough.
Yep.
Very tough. Fantastic job here.
Well, I let y'all use whatever colors that you wanted this month.
Fantastic job here. Yeah, he came back and said, sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
Here they are lined out for you, as you can see. So It's a very cool palette that gives you a little bit of warmth in the magenta and the khaki to play with, but not enough to turn it into something where you get a true red, a true yellow, true greens, none of that. You're going to get very, very desaturated colors that move towards cold because the very big punchy color here is the dark blue, and the biggest tint that you have is also a blue, right? So the things that you're going to shade and the things you're going to tint with the most here are both blues. Khaki is a good tint, but it'll only get you so far, right? So tough palette to work with. Very tough. There he goes on that one. Karika. Boom. I like it.
Nice. Nice.
Oh, yeah, again. Just a great job. Khaki and dark blue giving us that slight move towards green on the leather.
Yep.
Gives it a good
Nice
material separation. Great coloring.
I like that you also dry brushed or overbrushed the fur.
Yep.
So you got a nice little textural separation from it as well.
Yep.
Good job finding a good color for bone on there too, because it's kind of a weird way to find bone in there. I mean, you use khaki for the highlights, but getting your shadows in there is kind of tough.
The steel is great with the dark blue and the white blue to give you kind of that in that grayish range, as opposed to moving the khaki into it, but using the khaki everywhere else on the bone. This greenish color down here, the skin. Fantastic job. Just a fantastic job. You guys are killing it.
You guys need to stop painting so good.
Like, legit.
You make my job too hard.
Well, we haven't gotten to Stoney's. You want to just quit now? Are you angry? He just threw stuff on the floor, Stoney. Stoney.
Disqualified.
You made him throw stuff on the floor. When I saw him post this, I was like, I mean, well?
Hey, look, you picked a good model. At least you picked a nice model.
To mess up like this? I mean... Stoney, I don't want to be rude, right? But I mean, get good, scrub.
Yeah.
But I mean, get good, scrub.
So you should work a little harder on this model. I'm just saying.
T. Schmidt says, break your brushes and drink your paints. That's all they're good for now.
Well, just in case you couldn't hear the sarcasm in our voices, model's fantastic. Yeah, you picked one with lots of skin. Good job.
No, fantastic work. Obviously,
there's
nothing.
Good job.
Obviously, there's not a whole lot to really pick apart here.
No.
Again, being able to use your colors, as Stoney, you well know, being able to use color to separate material is huge, and it's the way most people start out painting. And so to take a limited palette and do such a great job of keeping material separation done here via color, right? Yeah. And not just texture, and not just slight tints and tones to it. Yeah. Fantastic job here, right? I love that this feels like almost an oxblood leather across the front with the way you've done the magenta.
I really love the pink fur.
Yeah, the pink down here is done really, really well. Putting that little slight of magenta into white blue gives you just such a really nice pink. Yeah. It's amazing. Yeah. Right? Great job.
That's
the dark leather with the dark blue and the khaki is great. Or maybe even red-gray that you've done here. Right? Just great job all the way around. The hair, pulling out a little bit more blue with the white blue and the dark blue is great. So great use of color. I love that I can see how you spent time looking at the model and looking at the colors and mixing the colors and figuring out what you can do on the model. Great job. Absolutely great job. And just to piss you off more. Ta-da!
What pissed me off more?
Huh?
Me?
What's that?
Me?
What?
Piss me off?
Yeah, piss you off more. See, he's throwing stuff, Stoney. He's throwing stuff again. Yeah. Exactly. You can see the amount of time and thought that you put into it. And with a limited palette, sometimes this is the really, really good way to attack it. You know me, I just start throwing colors at stuff. Same. Baby J and I just like, I mean, here we go. You know, hold my beer.
I mean, you've seen me paint.
But fantastic stuff, right? And the underpainting on the skin, absolutely fantastic.
Looks great.
Right? And being able to use this palette, underpaint, and then do your skin glazed over the top of it is a fantastic way to approach it, right? Absolutely fantastic way to approach it. You can see the glazed face here, and done.
Yep. That looks fantastic.
Yeah, just a great way to do that.
Absolutely incredible.
Stoney, fantastic work. Jazzion from the Neo Tokyo Project, not done yet, and this is under 2 hours in. Please send caffeine. You notice that? Did you see Jazzion? Did you see her date was like YOLO? Wish me luck.
Oh yeah, I didn't realize this was on the 30th.
The 30th
at 7 a.m.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Like here we go. Oh no! What happened here? Did we get good pictures? Jazz, did we get good pictures? Because these are poop pictures.
These are poop pictures. Oh wait, maybe do they show things?
I don't think so. I don't think they open. Yeah, I don't think they open. They're probably in a format, maybe WebP or something, or maybe they're just too big.
I like to think that this looks incredible.
Format wasn't cooperating with. Oh, yeah, because this is pretty brilliant, right? I want to see done photos.
Me too. Let me see all the dones.
Maybe we get them down here.
Cool.
SBL, calling her done for now. I'll go back with some true yellow and paler flesh later. Good. Again, another thing is that use these challenges to get you to a point where you study the color, study the model, get some color, go back and finish it for your use later.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Definitely. Good challenge, especially trying to come close to the box art. Oh, yeah. Heck yeah. If you're trying to do box art, this is great.
Yeah, this looks fantastic.
Yeah, this is great. Right? Again, getting that desaturated blonde hair, right? Getting a very warm skin tone from the magenta here. Actually using the magenta as the shadow warms up the skin and gets it away from the cold tones, which I think works really great for Emma Frost. And then using all the cool tones on all of the cape. And
a really great model to pick
cloth.
for this challenge.
Oh, yeah, she would have been great, right?
Yeah,
and like her diamond form would have been fantastic, too.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, this is a really, really fantastic model for this.
Yeah, really great. And
really
love the base. Right?
Yeah, the base
love the base and the way you've done the inside of the cloak here with the dark blue and the white blue, and then using the white blue as white is fantastic.
Yeah.
Great job. Calling it done, Merwin says, first attempt at non-metallic metal and skin tone. First attempt at skin tones? What?
Oh, no.
What? I love the khaki as a base for skin.
I do, too.
I think it's really good. I think for ogres, even better. Right?
That's true. This is a cool model.
Yeah, very cool.
Really neat model.
Very cool. This is Ogre Hunter. Right? The Blood Pelt Hunter or whatever. I don't remember. It's one of the new ones.
From
Age of Sigmar.
Oh, really?
Yep. The Ogre Maw Tribes.
Oh.
This is the Ogre Hunter. This is one of the new ogres that they came out
cool.
with. Whenever they released the new ogres, they came out with this guy. I don't remember if he's called a Blood Pelt Hunter or somebody's Hunter. Right? The Ogre Hunters are pretty crazy.
Awesome.
Yeah, great. And again, another really good separation of material with your colors. I think just working on, like you did here on the skin, where you've got some variation and some shadow, very subtle shadow and highlights and stuff, starting to add that around on everything else, using like that magenta, that dark magenta or that dark blue to mix in with your color palette to start giving you some shadows and build up off of that would kind of pull some cohesiveness to the model.
This is a really great first attempt at doing non-metallic metal and on skin tones.
Yeah, that's silly.
The metal looks great too.
Yeah, that's silly. Right? Great job. I think it was... Where was it? Where I saw the axe head? Here?
Yeah.
Yeah, here.
Yeah.
Right. Great job. Yeah, fantastic job.
Keep on keeping on.
Great stuff. Great stuff here. Using that red gray and the white blue.
Yep.
Right? Getting a really nice dirty fur.
Yep.
Like perfect dirty fur. Kills the blue on it. I love it. I like it. Yeah, if that's truly the first try on skin and non-metallic, nailed it. Nailed it. Looking very forward to seeing what you come up with in the future.
Brulig. It is what it is. What the heck, Brulig?
Is what it is.
Stop. Looks good.
I like it.
What's wrong with this?
Really, really good violet tones from that dark blue and the magenta here.
Oh, I love the candy canes.
Yeah, the candy canes. This is like
awesome.
Krampus, right?
Yeah. This is awesome.
Yeah, very cool. Very, very cool again. Yeah, good use. You got a lot going on this model, right? Because he has a lot of detail. The stuff on the back, on the pack.
Materials too.
Yeah, lots of material with the hoof and the bone and all of that stuff.
It's a really hard model to do with 5 colors.
The little doll.
Yeah.
Great stuff.
The little kids in
hand.
The
holly.
Yep. Nice.
What a fun model to do with.
Nice job.
Good job, Burling. Dan, kind of rushed this one, maybe 5 hours total. Not bad. Just some notes. 1/8 bust by Atlas 3D.
Didn't think the skin would be the easiest part. Remember.
And it turned out it was, right?
This whole recipe was just supposed to be for your skin tones.
Second time doing non-metallic metal here. Just rather than a time with the owl at the end. Well, let's see what we got. I mean, I wouldn't be able to tell. This all looks really good.
This looks fantastic.
Yeah, again, some of the things that you guys have done with blonde hair throughout a lot of these models is spectacular. Khaki and that white blue will make some amazing desaturated yellows.
It doesn't even go green.
Yeah,
which is kind of nice. It just stays in that kind of like old yellow place.
Exactly. Yeah.
So it works really, really well.
Yeah, great job. Great model too.
Yeah, you don't really start getting green with this palette until you mix the dark blue in with that.
Dark blue and the khaki.
Yeah. It's great. Skin tone looks great.
I really like the kind of royal purple that you almost got out of here with the blues and the.
Looks very similar to the kind of palette that I used for the cloth on mine.
Yeah, I like this a lot. Skin looks fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
The metal here looks really good with the white blue and the dark blue.
The drop shadow on the face looks nice.
Yep.
The hawk looks good. Or the owl, I should say.
Oh, I think he said he went a little crazy on the base. Got cheeky with the plinth at the end. He's going to paint over it.
Got it.
Yeah, very, very cool. Great job. I really like it.
Well done.
Bill Robertson made good progress after initial submission, but work got ugly this month. Spent some time tonight so I could at least submit rough as it is. Let's take a look.
It's okay. We will take it.
Yeah, great start.
Yeah, I like the blush on the skin tone and the face looks really nice.
Yep.
Again with the yellow blonde hair looks really good.
I like here that we don't have the magenta up front and center. It's just a mix in with stuff, right? We get a little bit of it as the liner for the vest.
There's a little bit in the skin tone for sure.
Yep.
The blush.
Yep. But other than that, I really dig it. I really, really like this kind of rough or short fur or rough leather on here done with that khaki that way. Really great job there. Really brings the material out. Again, the blonde hair done really well. Yeah, you're off to a great start on that one, Bill.
See you, T. Schmidt.
Nutra says digital negative, I think. Maybe developed by Adobe. It came out of Halide camera app. Oh, this one, yeah. This one is when you're shooting like that raw format, right? So that you can edit it in Photoshop. It comes out as an unexposed photo. You can get the JPEG too, but it sits next to it in your files.
There we go.
Wait a minute, did you do 2 models? Is that what I'm saying?
I think so, yeah. This looks awesome. I love the combination of that like bright blue that you got there with against the magenta. Looks really, really cool.
I dig it, Nutra. Yeah, I like taking this stance of like the real cold armor plating, right?
Yeah.
And then doing your contrast with the skin tone. But then here with the warm skin tones done all in the magenta works really well too.
I think it's really cool.
Are there more shots? I had 2 versions of this on deter for an exercise limited palette. Maybe the second time I've tried an N&M. Blatantly didn't paint the back of the sword. Hey,
it's okay.
Hey.
I've been there.
Hey. I really like what I'm seeing here on the sword. I'd like a closer shot, right? But I really like what you've done here with the shine. Rather than doing that modulated, dark white, dark white, dark white. I really like that you've chosen to do a more realistic shine on the sword. It looks fantastic. Oh, here we go. Jazz. Boom.
I wish it didn't have the color filter on it.
I'm not sure that it does.
Does it? I can't tell.
I'm not sure that it
might
does.
Be a testament to the paint job.
Only because the hand, it has a little bit of a cool filter on it. It looks like it's got
a bit of a cool filter on it.
It has a little bit of a cool filter on it, like taking your camera and doing the cool filter over the top, because it does kind of saturate everything with the same coloring, even the base a little bit.
Yeah.
But you can tell just generally that the way this looks with the magenta and stuff and the red-gray and the skin and everything would be really good. But I would like to see it, I think, without a filter or without the alterations that are done in the camera. But I dig it. Looks very, very good. I like the use of the magenta here as like kind of a blood pool. I really dig it.
Oh, I was thinking lava, but blood pool makes sense too.
Yeah, I feel like with this thing, it's probably more like a blood pool. I don't know.
Makes sense.
I don't know. Maybe not. I like that it has a lot of weird appendages.
It's got the weird arm.
It was like this one. It's got this little vestigial arm thing over here. Smack you.
A totally reasonably needed arm.
Yes, it's for picking noses.
Or carrying your groceries while you're running through the forest.
Running through the forest but can carry groceries. I would pay extra money for that. I would pay extra money for that.
I'd pay for a pair of arms.
I would actually move to the other side of the forest from the grocery store so that I could put them to good use.
I'm not sure that's worth it.
Nutra with some more shots. I really like this. I'm picking up a little bit more of a greenishness on this now.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So maybe this is the khaki and the dark blue?
Yes, khaki dark blue with probably a bunch of the white blue in it too.
Yeah.
It's kind of how I was like doing my final highlights on stuff.
I really like that, and I really like this.
That like pinkish.
Yeah, like this armored shin guard or whatever. I really like the coloring that's gone right here on the leg. Almost to a turquoisey blue.
Nutressa says I was trying for greenish. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I think it worked really well. I didn't pick that up on the other photo. I think the camera white balance was knocking it out, right? One of the hard things doing this is it's trying to find some sort of balance between these two.
Yeah.
But so I lose a little bit of the green, but that one shot is fantastic. This really shows a lot of effort in that kind of greenishness. And this right here is probably the best part of this model.
Yeah.
I like this color transition.
Nutrimenta, that's definitely the whole idea, right? It's literally no idea what I was doing, but exploring how different mixes work. That's the whole point of the challenge, is to get you guys to explore outside of your comfort zone and try new things that you maybe wouldn't have thought about before.
Gosu, we've always been kind of afraid of doing challenges like this just because I don't have much experience painting non-grimdark stuff. Seeing you guys break down the community's good work is motivating to trying a challenge. Oh, hell yeah. One of the big things that we do is, the challenge is called a challenge and not a competition because it really is. It's challenging you as a painter. You challenge yourself by jumping into these. We're here to promote the good stuff you're doing as you take steps outside your comfort zone. Because we have people that enter these challenges like we've seen, that it's first time painting skin tones or non-metallic metal. First-time painters. Everybody can do these challenges. Doesn't matter where you are in your painting journey. God's honest truth, right? We're not here to bust you down, as you can see. We're here to build you up as painters and find confidence. But as an early starting out painter, these can have the same impact as someone who's painted and fallen into that kind of repetition that we do as we painted for years and decades and whatever. And we're just like, I have my go-to stuff. This is what I do. I have this thing. Yep. And then somebody takes all those colors away and says, try these. And you're like Necro was saying, he's like, I feel like I need to go back to the college I got my art degree from.
Yep.
And have a stern talking to with them. Because we get talked about in art world about color wheel and color theory and use this with this and there's these rules and all this stuff and blah, 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 blah. And what we're doing here is we're showing you to screw the rules.
They're guidelines more than they are rules.
Guidelines is all they are. You can make any color work with any other color through hue, saturation, and value. Right? Being able to mix colors and deal with things in a limited color palette and bringing that saturation down. The color, the theory of color really only, it holds true through all colors, but it really is only poignant when you're dealing with full vibrancy and saturation colors. You can't take a full saturated green and paint it next to some other colors in that clown suit variation of no desaturation and no mixing and have them work well to the palette. Like, people will see it and be kind of like put off by it sometimes. So the color wheel theory and the psychology behind color is very real. But we don't use color like that very often, especially not as war dolly painters. No. Most of what we paint has some form of desaturation going on. Yeah. And when you start desaturating your palette, you can find that every color works with every other color, period. Yeah. There is no color that will not work with another color once you start desaturating and learn how to control light and shadow that way. You can put them all together, as we're seeing here. These 5 colors, when you lay them out on the table, are never your first pick. Ever.
No.
But look at some of the amazing artwork we've seen, and some of these amazing artists, I bet, through this process have been like, ooh,
maybe I should use one of these colors a little bit more.
This is a really great combo.
Yeah.
Like, you guys have been watching me use khaki and dark blue for years, right? Going through the process of my steel non-metallic metal, right? Mm-hmm. To find that color of steel that gives it some life and some warmth, whereas normally it's just neutral or cold steel.
Yeah.
Right? So you can start using those things, and that's what comes out of these challenges, or what we hope comes out of these challenges for you guys as individual artists. Finding a mix that you go, ooh, like, that's the perfect color for this other thing I'm doing. Not because you need to do this limited challenge all the time. We don't expect you to just paint with 5 colors. That's not the goal. The goal is to have you find ways to get new attitudes towards color, new thoughts about how you use color, and then once you're done with these challenges, you can be like, oh, I remember that time I did this, and I can mix these 2 colors that don't look like they'd work together to get this amazing thing done. So
it's a great way for us to be able to point you guys in a direction and help you learn some stuff that you may not have known about before by just trial and error, which is
Armin with the 50 months, my friend. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much for the prime.
Route says, I found a love for the blue, white, and the dark magenta with this challenge. Yeah, they're fantastic, both of them. Both of them. Yep.
And Gosu, I think this month would be a great month for you to try if you're feeling like it. It's a pretty open month as far as stuff is concerned, and I think a lot of the stuff in your repertoire of models that you like, aka Heresy and stuff.
Yeah, Grimdark.
There are some Grimdark models you can absolutely use for this challenge.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah, definitely. Walking Harder says still lots to do, but this is where I ended up, and this dragon looks fantastic. Fantastic. The only thing that initially looks like it might take some more work is the claws, right? A little bit too much on the khaki side. Do the same kind of shading and manipulation of value that you've done on the rest of the dragon. That's the only thing that looks like it would need a little bit. But this is great.
I love the outside bit on the far wing.
Here.
That like
real great transition for the ripples and the flesh.
It looks really kind of uneven and a little like weird and kind of true to what I would expect a dragon wing to kind of look like.
Yeah. I like the shine. I like the shine on the scales on the forelimb and on the haunches on the back.
Looks great too.
Really, really good use of color there. Yeah, fantastic stuff. Again, showing me that the magenta becomes the webbing of the skin and the wings is a great way to utilize that color. Drop all that back into the blue for the scales on the dragon, and then give me a little bit more of the flesh tone out towards the appendage. Just a great use of color on this. You know, dragons are tough because they're very limited palette in and of themselves. They don't have a lot of material. It's a lot of scales. It's a lot of more scales, and then some scales, and then spikes, and maybe some teeth.
Yes.
And then flesh on the wings.
Yep.
So great job doing this, right? So you used all of the colors in a unique way, let them stand out where they needed to, used them subtly, the magenta subtle in the scales and in the mouth and things where you needed it. Great job.
Absolutely.
Fantastic. Skunky Bear, again.
Looks awesome.
Yeah, great job on this one. Great job on this one.
God, how many more do we have? So many.
No, that's it. That's the end.
Oh, that's the end.
Yeah,
okay.
Walking Harder was the last new model.
Got it.
So, like always, I'm just going to step in here and say you guys killed it. Month over month, we get better and better, and not just from new people showing up in the Discord, but people who've been in the challenges for sometimes years.
Yeah.
Now doing amazing work.
Yeah.
Like, I hope that you can go back through, because we like I showed you earlier, we go through on the past challenges over here.
We still have them all
right
down there.
where you can go through and you can go back and look. Right. So sometimes it's fun to peruse some of these and see what some of these same artists have done in the past. Just great job from everybody here. Great. Big applause. Pats on backs all around for everybody that took part. Huzzah.
Huzzah, huzzah.
Now this big guy over here has to pick a winner.
No, you're gonna pick a winner. I'm not gonna pick. I'm not gonna pick.
Oh, hey, my phone's ringing, and I have to fill up my water. Damn it, he can block me because the door's over there. He can block me from leaving the room. There you go. I'll pick a winner, and you can pick a winner.
All right. Roll it on up to the top.
You get to pick first this time. I think I stole your first pick last time.
Did you? Oh, you did, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I can steal your first pick this time, too. I know whose mine is. Actually, I don't know who mine is now that I'm scrolling back up the phone.
Yep.
All right, I'll just drag it all the way up. I think it does one. I think our first one is like on day 3 or day 2. And we had that one.
Yep.
We've got Sethi. I don't know. This was Sethi's start. I don't think we saw this one finish.
No.
And it used metallic, so maybe that's what he didn't realize. Yeah, he didn't. Okay, that's right. Tim told him that you can only use the colors listed. Yeah, so he didn't finish that one. Oh boy, that one's so good.
That one's really good too.
That one's so good.
Who is that one?
Huh?
Who is that? Is that Zyphos? No.
Skylar
Dragon.
That one's so good just because of the fact that there's just skin, hair, skin. 5 colors, hair, skin, works great. Done. Right? Limited palette, limited material.
Yep.
Work great. That's Zyphos.
Really like the wing.
Yeah, another great job. I want more close-ups of the armor itself.
Yeah.
I want to be able to see what's done with that non-metallic on the armor, because I feel like there's a lot of really good coloring on there that the camera just kind of blows out in the exposure. Saffons that he said he hates. Didn't say he hated it, but that model's awesome, by the way. Oh.
Darkosaurus.
Oh. 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 This one would be so high on my list if the yellow wasn't so yellow.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's the thing for me.
Because you can't get orange of any type out of the colors we gave you. So it's hard to fault this one for that because everything else takes zero advantage of that except for the Fire Slayer beard.
Yeah. Right?
The rest of this is spot on fantastic. So I don't know. I can't take it out of the running. It's a fantastic model. This one's photoshopped. So that one loses instantly. Man, paint liquor. Can we each pick 2?
No.
Man, there's so many good ones this month. You guys suck.
You guys suck.
Why do you do this to us?
I mean, all right. I'm just gonna give mine to Route.
Route?
Yeah.
All right, Route.
There's something about.
It's great.
It's just fantastic.
To kind of the letter of your initial intent, this one nails it.
Yeah, and that was the thing, right? Is I'm trying to think of like the execution and also how well they stayed true to the concept, right?
Oh man, so good.
You guys suck. Y'all suck. But you suck because you're so awesome. Now you gotta pick one. That's not Route.
Well, I'm picking Stony as one.
Oh, are we doing 2?
Yeah.
I'll give an honorary to Skunky Bear.
Is Skunky your honorary mention?
I'll give an honorary or an honorable mention, and then I'll pick a second one.
Oh, wait, so you're picking 3?
No. This one is not a pick. Because I don't think this one qualifies. But I will give it an honorable mention because I think it looks fantastic.
Man, the rest of the model doesn't take any advantage of any of the yellow. It's
my only other concern with this
red
is,
and even I would
more
like magenta.
To see some of the blends to see if they used any black in them.
I think so. I'm only seeing the dark blues.
Like on the sword that comes out right underneath that, it's hard to get quite that dark. But it's hard because it's also a photo. I'm not holding.
I was gonna say it's also in shadow.
It's also in shadow. Yeah,
too, right?
It's impossible to. But the beard for sure.
Yeah, his khaki isn't khaki. It's too yellow.
It's just too yellow.
It's too yellow, but it's so close.
Well, the other thing too for me is I think for me it's a little too orange for the piece.
Ooh, I mean, all right, I'm doing something.
Are you gonna try it?
I'm doing something here.
I will say, having spent a good amount of time working with these colors.
Yeah, but there's always another way.
There might be.
I'm trying it out, chat. I'm going for it. Trying it out because this model is superlative.
He wants this one to be his second pick.
I've already picked Stony. This one I gotta mess around with here. I gotta see exactly how off the beaten path I gotta get before I wind up with a. Here, let me get a piece of. All right, a little bit of that. A little bit of that. See, it just goes to flesh immediately.
Yep. And khaki is as yellow as it gets. Because then how do you bring the value down? So you add more magenta, and then that brings the pink. Because white blue's not going to help you.
White blue doesn't do anything there. Dark blue doesn't do anything there.
Gray's not going to help you.
And the red, well, the red and gray.
Almost. Yeah, we're just finishing up the last.
It's super important?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Time sensitive?
Yeah.
Okay. Hang on.
I
Right
will
there.
appease chat for the time being. It's Jen. It's really warm in here. Y'all picked a really, unfortunately, hot place to live.
We picked a hot place to live. Everything goes to flesh. Yeah. Yeah, it's got too much yellow in it.
Yep.
All right. Think about it. You want to go over there and scroll through the pictures?
Yeah, I'll scroll through the pictures.
Discord's over there on the left side.
Alrighty, chat. Here we go. Let's look through here. What we got? What we got? What we got? What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? Apparently, I'm picking a second one. I am a fan of these. Yeah, let's just admire Stonies some more. Yeah, we'll go down, we'll look at Stonies again. This one's pretty cool. I like this one a lot. All right. Think this looks really nice too. And for the record, Stony, I'm not picking yours because yours has already been picked. So yours is not currently an option to be picked. Much as I would like to give you credit for the pick. It was stolen. Seriously, y'all really killed it. What the heck? You guys are too good. I gotta make these challenges harder. But then I feel like if I make these challenges harder, you guys are just gonna rise to the occasion like you always do. Maybe I should make them easier? I don't know. I don't know how to do this. That would seem to defeat the purpose of picking multiples. Yes, Wad Tomato, you are in fact correct. Paint liquor, this is pretty good. Yep, Route, you're still in here. You killed it. Good job. Tony, you did a fantastic job on these eyes, by the way. These eyes look really good. They're really clear and really crisp. Yeah, Route said a ton of them were great. First, you hated the palette. Yeah, I hated it too. Remember, I had to do it too, guys. I'm right there with you. Darth Mullen, who's looking at the eyes. I'm looking at the whole model, all right? Not just not just this part down here. We got eyeballs too. The eyeballs look great. You back? Hey, look, it's him. And he's like me or something. Oh, Oh, did you actually just lick it?
I did. I didn't actually mean to, but I have bad distance to tongue.
Yeah, he definitely just licked the top of the model. I don't know if you can see that, but he was pretending to lick the Morrigan and then accidentally did. Oh my gosh. All right. I got my pick.
That was horrible.
And my second pick is going to Skylar Dragon.
Skylar Dragon number 2. I got Stony, and I got to pick a second then, right?
Yep. Yeah.
We're giving honorable to Too Much Yellow Dwarf.
Yes, Too Much Yellow Dwarf.
Too Much Yellow Dwarf gets honorable.
Yep.
God, you yelled at him again for making this so hard, right?
Yo, yes, plenty of times. I think I said it 3 or 4 times. Chat, you can confirm, right? How many times did I yell at you about this model looking fantastic? Or are these models looking really good? Yeah, Paint Liquors is really good too. Paint Liquors is good. Really good.
All right, and my second is Paint Liquor and Dorkosaurus. So, Stony.
Yep.
Paint Liquor.
Wait, you picked 2? God dang it.
And Dorkosaurus. I can do what I want. I own the joint. Dorkosaurus, and you picked...
I picked Route.
Route.
And I picked Skylar.
Skylar Dragon.
Yeah. Yeah, Stony, this is him. This is what he always does.
We went to 1 pick to 5.
No,
Damn it.
We went from 1 pick to 4 picks to 5 picks.
Shush, Wad, shush.
You know what we should have done? We should have given Jen 5th pick.
Oh, yeah, so
Jen
picked Dorkosaurus.
Yeah, there you go.
She didn't know it yet, but
yeah, Jen picked Dorkosaurus.
So there you go. In no particular order: Route, Stony, Skylar Dragon, Paint Liquor, and Dorkosaurus. Thank you so much. Everybody else, do not ever. We do all the prizes tongue in cheek. Do not ever think that because you didn't get a prize, you weren't also a prize winner. You guys all nailed it. Fantastic job. Absolutely fantastic.
Like I keep saying, you guys did so good. I don't like you very much right now, which is a lie because I love you guys. You guys are great. But stop painting so good. You're making these challenges really hard.
Yeah, but stop painting so damn good. All right, gang. That's it for us. We're done. Yeah. Thursday is over.
What tomatoes? That's the important thing that she wanted to tell you. Is that Dorkosaurus won?
Yeah, that was why she pulled me out of the room. She's not very time sensitive, but that Dorkosaurus wins.
Oh, paint Liquor coming in at the end of the chat. Buy Malazan Fuse.
Malazan. I'm gonna do it right after we get through with the spiel.
Yep.
Yeah.
Spiel.
So Spiel, thank you for hanging out with us, watching some paint dry and doing through the amazing jobs of painting that we saw for the April challenge. Remember, May challenge is up now. It is Mecha May. Paint something that is all metal, robot, mech, vehicle.
Whatever colors you want.
Any colors you want, and no metallic paints. It doesn't mean you have to do some outstanding non-metallic job. It just means you need to pull off what would otherwise be something made of metal, completely made of metal. Without using any shiny metal paints, right? You can do it however you like. You can do it as a completely rusted out Hulk. Whatever you think is going to be easy for you to translate to our eyes so that our eye holes look at what you painted and we go, oh, hell yeah, that's made out of metal. Right?
I might even try and get a cool little, like, busted up Ford model or something and just paint it up in rust on one of these streams. I think that'd be fun. Let's see if I can't do that.
Exactly.
But, yeah, don't forget to tune in. We stream 5 days a week, everybody. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, we stream from 12 to 2. On Tuesdays and Thursdays, like today, we stream from 2 to 5. So make sure you guys check it out. We stream every week, those 5 days.
Lots of chances to catch up with us.
Yeah.
If you like us, it's a great time to spend with us. If you don't like us, it's going to be like hell, but we still take some funny jokes, so it's fun anyways. So we look forward to seeing you back here. Make sure to check out the Discord and the store, ! Discord and chat. And Jen's got, Baby J's got it.
Oh, I'm here for it.
! Store to get all the wonderful monument products that you see us painting with here, and the Discord to join the wonderful community that takes part in all these challenges.
Yep.
Stick around. We're going to find somebody to raid to send you off with some more hobby goodness into the evening. We look forward to seeing you back here before we go to the weekend. So we'll see you tomorrow at noon. Adios, gang. We're out.
See ya.
Hey, somebody likes us.